Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, babe.
Hi, how are y'all? How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. We are back again. Sorry about the long hiatus, but be honest with you, we've been busy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing bad has happened to us. We're still among the living 10 toes down, thank God. Welcome to another episode of Melanated Thought, where we talk about things that affect the black community. And we got a crap load of stuff, don't we, babe?
Yeah, it's like I said, every day is something new.
You ain't lying. As usual, I'm Reggie-O.
And I am Mimi the lady.
And what a lovely lady she is.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's my wife. I'm just looking. You know what, babe? I was just looking at the splash screen, at the intro part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to really, really, really say that you were a lovely bride.
Oh, you're so sweet.
She was, y'all. She was a lovely bride. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't care what nobody says. That's my wife.
Well, thank you.
So, but anyway.
We did it our way with the matching jerseys.
Hello. Yeah, that's the best thing about it, man. We did it the way you wanted to do it.
My idea. I must admit.
It was.
Most people
like,
you don't wear red on dress. Nope.
You know what? And
I do not.
And it was a good idea, too. I mean, because like I said, we did it the way we wanted. Well, we discussed it first, and it was your idea, as you said. I'm not going to take anything from you on that.
Everybody know I'm one step, I'm always thinking outside the box. So
yeah, she is. And that's one of the things. And that's one of the things that made me want to marry y'all, because she does think outside the box. So, that's always a good thing. You don't want to be just categorized in just one, I guess, thing. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know.
I've always was taught by the women in my family, never be a follower.
Hello.
Always be a leader. And I definitely beat to my own drum. I got a whole band in my head, baby.
She does, man. She does. She really does. I mean, I can vouch for that. She does. She got a whole band playing in her head. She beats to her own drum, and that's all there is to it. And that's okay though. Mm-hmm. She mine, y'all. Can't have her. Sorry.
Oh.
But anyway, this show is entitled "This Is Madness." I came up with this title because I could say that. Let me say this real quick. Let me backtrack a little bit. The original show was supposed to be done last month, but again, like I said, we got busy. We were going to celebrate Black History because last month, which is February, was Black History Month, and it was also our 1 year anniversary, y'all.
Shout out! Yes.
Yeah, but
like it went so fast.
I know it, man.
God, I couldn't believe it.
I know it went quick.
1 year down.
Yeah, and she ain't killed me yet, y'all. So
not yet. He got a little prince around his neck, but not yet.
Exactly.
Nah,
so.
I don't put no heat.
Nah, really, she don't.
He'll tell everybody know he's so light skin.
Yeah.
He got that light skin.
Yeah. Whatever. But anyway.
But yeah, 1 year down.
1 year down.
Many more to go.
No doubt about it. So
if you would have me.
Oh, no doubt. Hell yeah. I wouldn't trade you for the world. I might trade you for some new Timberlands, but
First it was a PlayStation. Now it's Timberland.
I'm just kidding, baby.
Lord Jesus.
But anyway, yeah, it was last month was a Black History Month, and I wanted to do a show then, but it is what it is, man. We like I said, we got busy.
Technically, Black History is every day.
Come on, especially in this house. Come on, man. It ain't just for 1 month.
In my world.
For real, man. I can honestly say this. I don't normally agree with what Draymond Green says, but he stated something in one of his interviews. He said, because somebody had asked him about Black history. He said, I celebrate Black history from January 1st to December 31st.
I saw that shirt that says Black history 24/7, 365 days a year.
Hell yeah.
I was saying to get me one of those.
Oh, hey, gay.
Or have it made.
Oh, you already know.
Right.
We got the hookup on that.
Shout out to Park Rice Graphics.
Yes, indeed. That's the spot. And like I said, man, it's been a lot going on, and this subject is called "This Is Madness" because what's going on in the world right now, we already know, babe, it's madness. Am I right?
It's crazy. It's It's crazy. It's madness, like you said. It's madness.
Right.
You just be waiting and counting and praying for it to change, but it don't.
I know the more things change, the more they stay the same, man. It's like we're going backwards instead of forwards because we have a few subjects that talks about that today.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, man, it's deep.
Yep.
So, you know. Oh, real quick, I want to do a real shout out. I want to do a shout out to Tariq Nasheed. He came out with another great documentary. You haven't seen it yet. Mm-hmm. It's called American Maroon. He talks about the Maroons in Florida, how they were kicking ass and taking names, and he gets the history of the whole Maroons and the Black Seminole movement, which I had to go see it. I had to see it. Because my grandmother was Black Seminole, so I had to see it. Well, she was half anyway. So my grandmother was half Black Seminole because her dad was a Black Seminole. So that was I had to do that one. I had to check that one out. So shout out to Tariq Nasheed, and another shout out to Tariq Nasheed because he finally got his Hidden History Museum open and running, and from what I understand, it's doing really well.
Where is it? Atlanta.
No, it's in L.A.
Oh, L.A. Okay.
So
cool.
we
like everything going to Atlanta, but L.A. cool.
So we're definitely gonna have to make a trip to California.
Absolutely.
You know, that's one
to get to Tulsa too.
Exactly, definitely. So we're gonna go out there and check those things out. But again, I got the title "This Is Madness" from a song. Well, it's not really a song; it's a spoken word piece by the Last Poets called "This Is Madness," and that was done in the early 70s, and it resonates today. Here it is, 2023, and it still resonates to this very day. How sad is that?
Very.
Yeah, exactly. Very sad. So, anyway, babe.
Just make you wonder: are we doing what we supposed to do? What Martin and Malcolm and
Medgar Evers, and
so many
Marcus
tried
Garvey
to instill us to do and to carry forward, but
right.
I don't know.
I don't know myself, man. I'm kind of confused myself. I mean, I finally heard. I don't know if you heard or not, baby. Louis Farrakhan's Savior's Day speech.
Not this year.
For this year?
No,
for this year? Oh, check it out. I haven't heard it all yet, but I've heard some of it. But he's speaking truth to power, like he always does. So definitely check that out, ladies and gentlemen. The graphic on the screen, my creation. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to put this on a shirt, babe. What you think?
I can't see it.
You can't see it? Okay. Anyway, I'll show it to
you.
you.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be good at everything you do.
Thank you.
It's a work of art.
Thank you. But, yeah, y'all. It shows a man screaming, and this is supposed to be, I guess in a matter of speaking, my subconscious screaming out saying, what the hell is going on? When I did this graphic, that's pretty much what I had in mind, was the fact that, this world is so crazy, it makes you want to scream.
Like Michael Jackson.
Exactly. That's why he did that song, Scream. And one of the things I was going to talk about was going to be Michael Jackson, but we'll talk about that later on. So, anyway, babe, how has this month and a half been for you?
Like I said, we celebrated our 1 year anniversary, wedding anniversary. Grace of God still working and pushing.
Yes.
One of my besties celebrated her 50th birthday. Shout out to Gwen. Ooh.
Yeah.
And I helped do some of the decorations. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Met a lot of her family members. Nice to meet them and get to know them.
Yeah.
My mom celebrated my mom's heavenly birthday.
Yes, indeed. Hi, Mom. Sorry, I wish I would have been able to meet you.
I don't know. That's about everything that can come to mind right now, but just driving along, trying to, continue to be good in this thing we call life.
Exactly, man.
It has its moments. You just want to give up and,
like I said, just scream.
In the words of the late great Marvin Gaye, make you want to holler, throw up your hands.
Oh my God, yes indeed, man. That's perfect right there.
Your hands.
That is perfect, right there.
Just like Brother Marco DeMarco says Sunday church. In the words of Mary Mary, I just can't give up now.
No, you can't. You can't. What's the point?
I'm too far from where I started from.
Oh man, yeah.
Nobody told me the world would be easy. But
No.
I know I can't sing it all. We have to pay for it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But y'all get the gist.
We get the gist of it, yeah.
It's hard, but you just got to keep pushing.
Speaking of music, let me go and get this music cracking real quick, y'all.
Excuse me. And as you can hear, I'm still suffering my allergies because I didn't even know it was going to rain today when we were trying to prepare for the show. I'm surprised we're on because it's raining and thunder and lightning, but hopefully we can get to this without any technical difficulties from the rain.
Yeah, I hope so, man, because like for those of you who aren't familiar with our area in which we live in Lancaster. I call it Lancaster. They call it Lancaster. But I call it Lancaster. I'm being politically correct or pronouncing my words. I don't run them together all the time. But anyway, but out here where we are, if it rains just a little bit, the internet gets kind of janky. And I'm surprised it's doing pretty good so far.
Right.
But anyway, y'all, hopefully we have a pretty good show. I'm not going to open the phone lines because of the late hour. But next time we will definitely open the phone lines, and I promise y'all we are going to try to be more consistent with the shows, because I have a little bit of we have a little bit of a fan base at my job. And so they keep asking me, man, when you gonna do another show? When you gonna do another show? When you gonna do another show? And so I had to put one out just so we could appease those people.
Okay.
And that's
Hi,
something.
people.
Hey, people. We're going to, and something else I was going to throw at the wife while I got on air.
Just put me on the spot.
Oh no, baby.
No, say no.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Tariq Nasheed is coming to Dallas. I think in April or May. I think it's May. He's doing an FBA Expo here in Dallas, Texas, and I was wondering if you was willing to go so we can meet and greet and network and all that good stuff.
I mean, we got a lot of stuff planned for April, so if it don't intercept or anything with any of those weekends, of course, I would definitely love to go.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, because we support Tariq. Everything he's done so far has been right on point. But I mean, especially those Hidden Colors movies, I love those. I wish they should be. I think they should be taught in school. But it is what it is. But anyway, that's all I got, man. Let's go ahead and get these books real quick. I got a few history books I want everybody to check out. Books every black person should read at least once in their lifetime. Let's wait till Brother Malcolm X pops up on the screen behind me. If we can do that. Yeah, it'll come up in a minute. Okay, but anyway, I got some books. I got some new ones. Well, they're not really new books, but they're new to some of the people out there. This first set of books is the one that started me on my Black History journey. And I got to thank my wife for finding and buying those books for me again, because I grew up with these books. It's called The Ebony Pictorial History of Black America, written by Mr. LeBron Bennett Jr. Very, very, very good books. I love these books, man. Like I said, I used to read these when I was a child. When I got to the point to where I could understand them, I read them again. And this is the beginning of my history of learning of who I am. And I can honestly thank my mother and my stepfather for that. These books came out in the early 70s, like 73, 74. No, earlier than that, 72.
That was a good year. Very good year.
Oh, yeah. My wife was born that
year.
year.
The year I was born.
Yeah.
A very good year.
But anyway, these books right here started me on my journey of learning who I am as a foundational Black American. I mean, this was the cornerstone of my learning. LeBron Bennett Jr. has written other books, which is the next book I'm getting ready to talk about, called The Shaping of Black America. The one that's on the screen right now is the hardcover version of it. Now, the hardcover version of this book is going to cost you about $90. I'm going to tell you that right now. And that's used. So, and this version right here, the version I have is the soft cover version, which is the paperback version, which I'm fine with that. It's got the same stuff in it, just smaller. But good book to read, man. If you are willing to learn about Black history, this is a good stepping stone. Oh, let me go back on to the pictorial history of Black America. A lot of those photos were taken. Some of those photos were taken by Gordon Parks. And my wife knows who that is.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love a lot of his work.
Oh yeah. Some of those photos in that book are taken by Gordon Parks, which is amazing. I love Gordon Parks. Shout out to Gordon Parks. Rest in peace, brother. He was a rider too. He was definitely a rider. And last but not least, I have a Black History reader by Dr. Claude Anderson, one of my favorite authors. And again, if you are just now learning about Black history, this book right here is definitely a good stepping stone. It will definitely start pointing you on your way. And I don't know if the wife has a bold word from a Black woman tonight.
Well, definitely, I don't have a bold word, but I do want to say that March is National Women's History Month.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, give me a shout out for that.
I don't know if a lot of you know, but for a while, March 8th was observed as International Women's Day.
Right.
But then, some of us got up there and said, hey, why is it just a day? Why can't we have a month?
Right.
So they incorporated in 1857, when women from various New York City factories staged a protest over poor working conditions.
Right.
And from that day forward, they formed a coalition, and it was formed on the month of March would be considered National Women's Month in March. And the Congress, so in 1987, Congress declared March as National Women's Month. A special presidential proclamation is issued every year which honors the extraordinary achievements of American women. Kudos to President Jimmy Carter for getting this inaugurated. But, I heard that he was put on hospital. He hasn't passed, has he?
I don't think
they were acting like he was. Everybody was going down there to see him and stuff. So shout out to President Carter for doing that for women all across the world. National March, National Women's Month.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
We are women, hear us roar.
And I can tell you right now, man, that's another thing I love about this woman sitting across from me, man. It's the fact that she is a proud Black woman.
Absolutely.
I mean, I couldn't ask for, thank you. I couldn't ask for a better mate. I'm just being honest. Okay, let's get to these current events. We got a bunch.
Let me clear my excuse me.
In the words of DJ Cool, let me clear my throat.
Right. Now, this is part of our Melanated Thought section or focus on our podcast.
Yeah.
For me, this is not nothing to be derogatory.
Right.
It's just to keep you guys informed of what's going on in this thing that we call America.
Right, exactly.
Get the fuck back to where you belong.
Man.
Quote, unquote. A Wisconsin man cuts Black woman's tires, threatens to slash her throat next if she doesn't leave the neighborhood.
Damn.
A West Allis, Wisconsin man may spend more than a decade behind bars after he admitted to federal charges of violating his neighbor's civil rights.
What?
The man was apparently furious at a Black woman because she moved into his community and threatened to slash her throat if she and her family did not pack up and move.
WTF?
Let me tell you something. And for anybody who want to know, this man's name is William McDonald.
Say his name again.
He is 45 years old.
Say his name again.
William McDonald.
One more time for the folks in cheap seats.
William McDonald. And kudos to him, because some be like, I didn't mean it. They be trying to act like that. I'm just so hurt. I was so scared. But he admitted that he did it. So, thank you for being honest, sir. But you can kick rocks down the block.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. Now, for those of you who don't know, my wife and I are looking for a home. We are looking for a home. And me being the person that I am, I'm waiting for that moment. I am waiting for someone to come up to me and tell me, nigga, go home. I'm waiting for it.
Or get out this neighborhood.
Or get out of my neighborhood. Or go back to where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for that with bated breath.
Well, about 2 years ago, me and my sister was, we was on before COVID, really. I would go out every Saturday morning. Be gone for hours.
She would.
Looking at homes.
She would.
In my car, venture to Forney.
Oh,
beautiful, beautiful city here. A suburb outside of Dallas. And we turned on this one street. And when I tell you every other house had a Confederate flag, I said, this week we can't live here. We cannot live here. With the way my husband's mindset is,
Woo.
It was a beautiful home, don't get me wrong. It had everything that I wanted, and that was the only house that didn't have a Confederate flag, I guess because didn't nobody live there.
Right.
I said, so it was like a little cul-de-sac, one way in, one way out. I said, if we get this house and he hangs up
the red, black, and
the
green.
red, black, and green flag,
and you know I would.
The fist flag,
and you know I would.
What else flag? Whatever other flag he gonna make.
You know I would.
Amongst all these other Confederate flags, they gonna burn our house down.
And come on, and see,
I just couldn't imagine.
And let me just say this real quick, y'all. My wife knows me like a book.
I didn't even want to put us in that
and she knows I would do that. She knows for a fact that I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that.
Not to be facetious, but call him Petty LaBelle.
I am. I'm very petty.
And I can because honestly, that'll be your civil right as a homeowner. You can do whatever you want
exactly.
to. But if they can hang up the Confederate flag, you should be able to hang up what you want to.
Exactly.
But when I tell you, every house, they had an American flag and they had a Confederate flag.
Now, the American flag I can stomach.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, but the Confederate flag, I mean, come on, you know what their get down is. You know what their get down is.
And what's so bad about Mr. McDonald? This is not his first time doing this.
No, it's not. I read that story.
He committed these crimes against multiple black, and they said, and brown, so I'm wondering if that's like, Hispanic, whatever, families he did not want living near him. And so for those crimes and all the crimes that he done in the past, he's facing up to 11 years in prison.
Well, here's my question.
I just don't get the audacity. Unless that street is named after you,
yeah,
and you built that street, even if you built that street, you can't tell nobody where they can live. Now, I can't even imagine.
It's like you said, if it was a private street that he owned himself, I could see him saying that.
Right.
But this is public property, man. You don't own anything there.
Nope.
So what the problem is, in the words of Ike Turner.
I just want to read a part of the letter that he...
Go ahead, read it.
Okay, in addition to damaging her car, he threatened her by leaving a note on the top of the vehicle, saying he would slash her throat if she did not move from the neighborhood, lacing the letter with racial epithets and derogatory words. And I quote, "Better watch who the fuck you talk shit to, ugly, fat nigger. Ooh. Bitch.
Oh.
I know where you live." Of course, she stay next door to you, dumb. Okay. If I see you again, which you would, because she's your neighbor, I'll slash your fucking throat. Get the fuck back to the north side where you belong, fucking nigger. You try to put yourselves in situations, see how you think you would react.
Right.
But I don't know what I would do if I walk outside and Lovey has flat tires and then this letter was left on my windshield.
I can tell you exactly what you would do. I know exactly what you would do. The first thing you would do was come get me. That'd be the first thing you would do.
I just couldn't. I'm trying to see, like, when they said her and her son, I wonder if she had a husband.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
That's
but
a
ain't
really
no
good question.
You know what? Ain't no use of us even thinking about the husband going there, confronting the man, because you can see right now something's wrong with this man.
This man
Something's
is
wrong.
a full-blown white supremacist. Let's just call it what it is. He's a full-blown white supremacist. Plain and simple. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or maybes about it. There's no gray area. There's none of that other stuff. He's a full-blown white supremacist.
Right. No one should feel unsafe in their home or either subjected to harmful or nasty words or derogatory words because somebody don't like me because of the color of my skin. We still doing that now in 2023?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Just like I said earlier, it makes you want to holler.
Yeah.
Throw up both my hands. Because I can't even imagine. Sir, where have you been? Where have you been if you don't think that everybody in this world is not your skin color?
Is he still in the 1800s?
Obviously, his mindset must be.
Well, yeah.
Well, welcome to prison. Come on in.
Don't worry.
And have a seat.
Bubba and Ice Pick.
Hopefully he get at least 6 years.
Oh, don't worry. Bubba and Ice Pick gonna get him.
Excuse me.
Bubba and Ice Pick gonna get him. Don't worry about it.
I just thought that story was just so ridiculous. Just like, God, in 2023, really? Well, Mr. McDonald will be sentenced on June 29th. So if I hear anything about this, I would definitely keep you updated.
Yeah. Keep everybody informed, man.
But keep her in her prayer. I hope this hasn't scarred her, the neighbor.
I hope that sister
from doing what she needs to do.
I hope that sister stays in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
I hope she stays in that neighborhood.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to tell you right now. Short of burning my house down, I wouldn't move. I mean, that's the only way you're going to get me to move is if you set fire to my house. Because I better not be home, because if I got that hammer on me, I'm gonna let out some lead. Right. You feel me? So that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it.
Moving on.
Moving right along.
Now here's a story. Like I was asking you about it because I just didn't understand why this was even necessary. Quote unquote, it's disturbing but not surprising. FBI used pink-haired undercover cop to spy on and entrap racial justice activists in Colorado Springs.
What?
So after reading the story, they hired this undercover cop. She put on a pink wig and masquerade as a prostitute to infiltrate progressive activist group, the Colorado Springs, Colorado, an extensive report, activist group. First of all, why? Second of all, why?
Let me explain
and
that.
Third of all, what the
WTF?
I don't.
Let me explain something to you real quick. And
the spy for what?
Well, let me explain that. Let me explain it. If you want to see what's going on in the snake pit, you send in your own snake. Okay, that's number one. And number two, when it comes to black people, and I'm going to say black men in general, as much as I hate to say it, I'm not one of them, but as much as I hate to say it, if you want to see a black man buckle, put a thick ass white woman in front of him. And don't let it be a pretty thick ass white woman. That dude will tell you where his mama keeps her money. I'm telling you what I know.
And that's an awful.
That's just the way it is. It's sad, but it's true.
It's a stigma that is awful, but it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's true. If you want a black man to buckle, put a thick ass white girl in front of him.
And I want, if I was a black man, I'd be, a little leery because she didn't have no problem telling people she was a sex worker.
Exactly my point. That's what I'm getting at. They didn't care. Only thing they saw, oh shit, thick ass white chick with big boobs. I gotta hit that. That's all they saw.
They used to be there doing justice and doing good work. Okay.
And you thinking with your dick. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. That's exactly what they're doing. That's the one thing that my uncle John told me that years and years ago. He told me, boy, don't think with your dick. And I didn't know what he meant by then. At the time he told me, I know what he meant. But as I got older, I said, oh, that's what he meant.
Well, I think this is a sad story.
But it's the truth, though. I mean, it's the truth. I
think it's awful.
I mean, think about this, too. Think about this, too. Every single black organization was infiltrated by someone else. Case in point, the Black Panthers, they had Asian members. Those Asian members were agents. And that's what brought the Black Panthers down from the inside out. Okay? Malcolm X, he was killed by people from the inside. Dr. King, his own photographer set him up. Think about that for a second.
Wow.
So that's what they do. They send their own snake into the snake pit to see what's going on. There's always going to be, you got to be leery of that. And Louis Farrakhan knows that there are traitors inside his organization, the NOI. He knows it.
Yeah, the last time I saw him smoke, he said that has to be an awful feeling. And even though I've looked at the Malcolm X story, but I really, I don't really get down with a lot of stuff. Like we tried to look at John Wick last night. I fell asleep on it. I apologize. But for some reason, I fell asleep too, but I came back and watched it. This new, what's the show we looking with Bumpy Johnson? What is that?
Godfather Harlem.
Godfather Harlem.
Good show.
Yes, and I see what they showing stages of what the things that Malcolm went through. And on the last episode, hopefully I ain't trying to do a spoiler alert for nobody, but he pretty much told them people, I know I'm gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Do you know how awful that is?
Well,
you out here stomping and trying for people's civil rights, but you know in the interim you're gonna die.
Well, see, here's the thing about
Crazy.
And I'm going to expand on that right there. Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They both had a meeting. Mm-hmm. There are pictures of it all over the internet. I love that photo. Mm-hmm. And in that conversation, they were talking amongst themselves. They didn't really come to an agreement as to how they should go about getting civil rights for people, because Malcolm was of the whole adage, you put your hands on me, I'm going to hit your ass back. And Dr. King was really passive. He said, I'm just going to turn the other cheek, whatever. And when they were talking, Malcolm said this. He said, well, at least they got one thing in common. We're both dead men.
I know we spoke about this a couple of times on a previous podcast. Yeah. It's like, who do we have now that's in the political realm that will go that far to know if I step my feet in this political avenue, I'm going to end up dead?
We don't have anybody.
Who will go up? Who will really just set themselves up for that, knowing in the end they may not survive? That's crazy.
We don't have anybody, to be honest with you.
That's crazy. I just thought this story was pathetic.
Yeah.
Y'all need to find something else to do. Y'all need to find out why, like we talked yesterday after lunch after church, why there's so many homeless people, but y'all still in another country, billions of dollars, and they're not doing anything with it. But
I want to talk about something on that. I'm going to talk about something on that later on down the line.
Answer that for me, then we'll be right back.
You know what? It's messed up, but we'll talk about that later on, because I got something else I got to ask along the same lines.
Ridiculous.
Believe me.
Moving on.
Moving right along.
Now, this one is kind of hurtful. I know you guys have probably heard about the alleged, you got to say that, or insinuations that Shirley Ralph said that a judge forced himself on her. Right. And now everybody's trying to say that it was Judge Joe Brown.
Right.
I used to look at his show, but not like religiously, because he came on during the day when I was at work. But I understand he did have he has a domineering personality or whatever. Yeah. But if those of you who didn't know, Shirley Ralph had come out and said, because a lot of the actresses are coming out, because one of the ones, to segue off of this for a minute, a lot of the actresses for existence, like Brooke Shields, is coming out saying that, a lot of people in the industry forced her to do things she just didn't want to do.
Right.
So here we come with Shirley Ralph, right, which is pretty much doing the same thing.
Right.
But Judge Joe Brown said he threatens to sue anyone who insinuates that he was a judge who forced himself on actress Shirley Ralph.
And all I got to say about that is this. Mm-hmm. And let me. Wait a minute,
hold on. Let me go ahead and reiterate this. She did not name him or anybody.
Right.
She has not said anything like that. But other people, blogs and normal everyday citizens are insinuating or assuming first three letters of that ASS that it was him. Okay, right. So now go ahead.
Okay, here's my thing. Let's just go along with the fact that it was Judge Joe Brown. Let's just say it is him, just for the sake of argument. Why wait 25 years to say something about it now? Is it because he's running for mayor?
Oh, is that what the case is? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, he's running for mayor of Memphis. So why bring that up now?
That's normally how it goes when you...
think about
when
this
you trying to do stuff, people just they dig in your claim, like, okay, let me go ahead and pull this out.
Think about this for a second. And we talked about this yesterday. Michael Jackson had just owned over half of Sony. He owned 65 to 70% of Sony, which means he owned everybody's publishing. Pretty much everybody that was in the music industry. Beyonce belts out a tune, Michael Jackson gets a paycheck. Jay-Z spits a verse, Michael gets a paycheck. Eminem starts flowing, Michael Jackson gets a paycheck. 50 Cent, talking about Go Shorty, it's your birthday, Michael Jackson gets paid. And so on and so forth. He owned pretty much everybody. He owned the Beatles catalog. He owned the Rolling Stones catalog. He owned Little Richard's catalog and gave it back to Little Richard so Little Richard could get paid from it. Think about that for a second. And he was about to buy Marvel and Universal, which means he would have owned Universal's movie catalog, which is humongous, by the way. And he had plans on doing the same thing that Marvel is doing right now, making movies with the comic book characters and TV shows with the comic book characters. But as soon as he did that, what happened?
He died.
No, he didn't die.
What are you talking about?
Think about that. What happened? What was he accused of?
Oh, yeah. Touching women. Touching little boys.
Touching little boys' booty holes.
Touching little boys, yeah.
Yeah. And which I thought was bullshit in the first damn place. But, and then it later came out that those little boys who are grown men now lied the whole time.
They were put up to it for money.
For money. Now, I remember one time there was this old player named Ron Newt. He's dead now. God bless the dead. His sons were at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, and they were at a pool party. Everybody was dressed in their swimming trunks and everything. So one of Ron Newt's sons took a picture of Michael Jackson. Someone approached Ron Newt and said, "We will pay you $150,000 if you say that Michael Jackson touched your child." He told him, "Michael Jackson is my friend. I'm not going to do that to Michael. Kiss my ass."
Good. That is very nice to know, because some people do anything for some money. Exactly.
They most certainly will. So my whole point is this right here. If somebody did, it's another case in point. Bill Cosby. He was getting ready to buy NBC. What happened? First they killed his son, then what happened? These women came out talking about, 35, 40 years ago, I got raped by Dr. Cosby.
Even though, like I said, I'm a woman, hear me roar, but even though I'm going up to his room at 2:30 in the morning.
That's booty call hours.
Yeah.
Those are booty call hours.
But let me read this, because, I've been reading a lot of the comments, and it makes you wonder. Okay, she said, I could tell you another time there was a famous TV judge, not Judge Mathis. I love him. He's a great man. Not him. Another one. I'm in a very public place. I had my suit on. I was handling my business for the television show I was on at that time. He and I were on the same network. She said, this man walked in, grabbed me by the back of my neck, turned me around, and rammed his nasty tongue down my throat. Now, one time did she say who? She did say who it wasn't. So by Judge Joe Brown speaking up, some of the comments people are saying, I love this. I'm going to read to my favorite one. They said, Judge Joe Brown saying he is going to file a defamation lawsuit on Shirley Ralph, and she never mentioned anyone's name, is the clearest example of a hit dog. A hit dog will holler.
Well, everybody's going to say that. Everybody's going to say that.
Look how many judges there are. Famous judges there are.
It's a lot of them.
Oh wait, how many black men though?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who said it was a black judge though?
She said that.
Okay, it was a black judge.
She said it was a black man judge, yeah.
Huh. Who else had a show? Larry Elder had a show out.
Well, you know what? She said, I could tell you another time there's a famous TV judge. And she just said, not Judge Mathis. But she did say he and I were in the same network. I would say it could have been a woman, but no, she said he and I were in the same network. So, I just know Mathis, Brown, and what other black judge is it?
Well, Larry Elder had a show out for a little while, but he too much. But Shirley Ralph is black, so I doubt it was him.
And was he a judge at any time, like a TV judge?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I guess I didn't really look at a lot of TV back then, so I don't know. Well, keep whatever this situation. I hope it all work out in the end, but. Judge Joe Brown, if it wasn't you, you shouldn't have said anything.
I agree with you on that one. Because like you said, a hit dog will holler.
You brought that on yourself, sir, because she never said nobody's name.
But like I said, even if it is him, why wait 25 years later to say something about it?
she was just giving
I understand.
Yeah,
that.
she
I
wasn't
understand
bringing
that.
it up. She was just saying what had happened.
I know.
With all, like I said, with other famous women coming forth about situations that happened.
With the
to
whole
him.
Me Too movement. Yeah. I get it.
Well, here's another story that we talked about this too, so we're finna expound on it. Completely unacceptable. Ohio teen beaten unconscious by 5 students for not sharing answers to biology assignment after just 9 days at new high school. Excuse me, my voice is crazy. A 9th grade student in Cincinnati, Ohio, had only been enrolled in Schroeder High School for a little over a week before he was beaten unconscious by a few of his new classmates.
WTF?
They got mad at him because the students got mad at him because he did not let them copy his notes.
Oh, man. Let me say this real quick. I got a story on that. Because the reason why I sent you that story is because I have a story. I have 2 or 3 stories similar to that. I was going to, I can say the name of the school because it's closed down now. Capitol Hill Middle School in Oklahoma City. It's this dude named Bobby. I forget his last name. Last I heard about Bobby, he was in prison for killing somebody. And we were in math class. He didn't do his homework, of course. And so he was telling me, let me copy your homework paper. And I said, no. Mm-hmm. He said, you going to let me copy your homework or I'll kick your ass. And I said, well, if you want to go that route, you can. But if you kick my ass, it makes you think I'm going to let you have my homework after you kick my ass. I mean, think about that for a second. If somebody beats you up, would you want to help them out after they beat you up?
No.
Exactly my point. That's pretty much what I told his stupid ass. And he thought about that for a second. For more than a second. He just got silent. And he said, damn, I didn't think about that. I said, of course you didn't, because you're too stupid. And I walked off. He never talked to me again. And like I said, the last I heard about Bobby was in prison for killing somebody.
Well, like we were saying, is this learned behavior?
9 times out of 10
is this something that they saw what the government's trying to close down on TikTok? But you do not get that mad because somebody won't share their answers with you.
No, you don't.
Do your homework.
Exactly. Do the work yourself, man. And there's another incident. That I could think of. And this is kind of close to home. I'm not going to mention anybody's names. I'm going to keep the names anonymous because I don't want to get sued if that person ever had the mind of suing me. We had a homework assignment. I did my homework. This other person didn't. They went to go hang out with their friends. Mm-hmm. The next day, school starts, and I get a phone call. Let me copy your homework. I said, no, you had plenty of time to do your homework. You didn't do it. So I'm not going to let you do it. Well, you let such and such copy your homework. I said, well, that other person gave me $20. You got $20? Put grandma on the phone. Okay. So I put grandma on the phone. Mm-hmm. Grandma said, let that person copy your homework. I said, nah, I'm not going to do it. I said, I'm not going to do it because that person had ample opportunity to do their homework and they chose not to. Right. So I'm not going to do it.
Right.
And of course, my grandmother, she told me to do it. I said, you know what? I will do that, Grandma. I'll do that. So I went to the back room, copied a whole other set of homework with all the wrong answers, with maybe 5 or 6 right answers. Gave it to that person. There you go.
Alrighty then.
There
and then when she got her paper back, and she got maybe a D?
No, she got a F.
Oh, okay.
She got a flat out F. And
wow.
What you get? What you get on your homework assignment? I got an A. What did you get? Let me see it. Gave her my paperwork. You gave me the wrong answers. Yep. I'm gonna tell Grandma. Go right ahead. You gonna get a whooping. I don't care. Never asked me for my homework again.
Excuse me. Don't you think that was a tad bit petty?
No.
Not at okay.
No,
okay.
not at all. Not at all. that
But
person.
your grandmother asked you to, so that means you defied your grandmother.
I didn't define. I let her have my homework.
No.
I just let her have the right homework.
No, that you didn't let her have your homework.
No, I let her have it.
Not the one you had turned in.
And
You didn't let her.
but I let her have my homework though. I did not disobey anybody. I disobeyed nobody.
Okay, Petty LaBelle. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay, whatever.
Excuse me.
Whatever.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to go to those extremes because, like, if I stayed up and did my homework and, studied and all that, so, no, you go in and do the same thing I did, get your homework done.
Exactly.
But this story is really sad. I mean, they said he had been picked on before.
Yeah.
Because of a pencil or something. And now they trying to say these guys were gang members who broke into school. I'm like, this is a crazy story. But I looked at the video of his mom that attended the school board meeting to see what they were going to do about the situation. Like, even though they said the 5 guys who beat up her son was in the care of CPS, but she said, what can CPS do to keep my son from this happening to her son again?
Right.
What can she do to make sure that her son can complete his education, for the year? And it's just like they listened to this dumbfounded, which literally left my mouth wide open because you
Right.
can tell me you guys are on a school board committee. Mm-hmm. And you cannot answer her questions to make her feel content or okay that her son will be okay in the custody of the school system.
Right.
That's sad.
I agree.
That's sad. I'm
I
sorry.
agree. I agree with you 100%.
Sad.
Everything you're saying, I agree with you 100%.
So, keep them lifted up in prayers. I hope this don't happen to him again, but sometimes things like this happen to the good ones and it's really sad.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Huh. What else is in the news? Oh, yeah. Donald Trump is back.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Tangerine Orange. Shout out to Coco Ho. Shout out to co-host Marvin. What up, Marv?
What up, Marvin?
Donald
Excuse me.
Trump was down here in Waco this past weekend.
Yeah.
Doing what he do.
Campaigning.
Yeah, and so the story is Donald Trump has duped his supporters out of $1.5 million in donations after falsely predicting his own arrest. Now, this happened this past Tuesday. He was supposed to get arrested, and he held a little campaign rally saying that they're going to arrest me. He take that long sniff, tilt his head to the side, and to me, when he doing stuff like that to people who will pretty much do whatever he say, he's inciting a riot. Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Them, and then after he made that little statement, so many of his donations, 1.5 million in donations came in. So now they're trying to say, what is he going to do with the donation? Also, if you've been living on a rock, there is an indictment against Trump to have him arrested. And all the things this man has done since he came in this world, as a businessman, as a child, as a man, now as the former president of the United States, they're going to try to arrest this man because he gave a prostitute, Stormy Daniels, $150,000 because they had a sexual encounter on a sexual affair on his wife, which his wife already knew.
What?
Now, like I said, let's go back to the beginning of this year. Who all knows what happened on January 6th? Raise your hands.
Hello. We all do.
And we all know that was started by who?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. So he can't go to jail for that?
We talked about this yesterday at length.
So he can't go to jail for lying to people about put bleach in your skin and you get rid of COVID? He can't lie that he and Putin are good friends?
Oh, yeah.
He can't lie to him and Kim Jong-un is good friends.
Oh, yeah.
And with that being said, I'm thinking he probably already knew that China was made and produced over in China.
You mean the COVID?
Yeah, COVID was produced over there. You mean to tell me y'all can arrest this man that they kept asking him for his tax returns? He didn't want to give them up until Barack Obama produced his birth certificate.
Yeah.
You can't arrest this man after you supposed to be giving show how much money you have in the bank. So he falsified his document like he had more money than he was supposed to. So that makes him a liar
Yeah.
to get into the White House.
Yeah.
He forged documents.
Yeah.
When he left the White House, he took documents. Didn't even want to give them
Classified
back.
documents. Classified documents
And then
are
he
bad.
want to give them back. What you need them for? You're not the president no more.
Yes.
So all those things I just laid up, but y'all gonna try to put this man in jail because he gave a prostitute $150,000.
Because he paid for some coochie holes.
Supposedly with taxpayers' door, but y'all don't know that.
So
He paid for the with candidate money. How do they say that?
well, here's the thing
I
about that.
don't know that.
Here's the thing about that, and we talked about this. See, soliciting a prostitute, that's a misdemeanor. It's not a felony.
No, I said it's not a federal record. If that's the case, it's a
It's a bunch of
lot of
folks.
people
It's a bunch of folks.
need to be going to jail. But in the interim, this man has still denied that he do not know who Stormy Daniels is. Okay.
I can
Now, mind you, his wife done had a conversation with the woman.
Yeah.
And the woman gave her all kind of details of when her and Donna used to meet.
Yeah.
But he is holding true to that story.
Yeah.
Allegedly, that he do not know who this woman is.
That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
And I feel sorry for the district attorney office and all the players just, getting this case together against Donald Trump because it's been held or led by a black man.
Yeah. That's
You know,
historical by itself,
And then Donald Trump is going around saying this ain't nothing but a witch hunt, which in essence it's kind of looking like that.
Yeah, I mean he's making it correct by them arresting him for soliciting a prostitute, which is a misdemeanor, by the way. It really is.
Especially in New York, yeah.
And that's a slap on the wrist.
But inciting a riot is not a federal offense.
No, that was an act of treason.
Turn up the federal building, busting holes in the windows, not a federal offense.
That was an act of treason, basically, plain and simple. That was an act of treason. They call it an act of sedition, which is a lesser charge than treason. But no, that was an act of treason. Let's just be honest. Call it what it is.
To me, no one is above the law.
I agree.
I don't care if you have all the money in the world.
Hello.
There is something else we can get this man on that is certified, proven facts that he needs to go to jail on instead of him getting his by a prostitute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It looks so ridiculous. But, of course, like I said, he was here in Waco this past weekend. If you haven't heard, Mr. Trump has officially announced his presidency for running for 2024. And in my mind, the way this economy is now, the way this world is now, he might just get back in there.
Oh, I know he's going to win it.
Yeah.
I was right about him winning the first time. So he's
I don't
definitely going
know.
to get it.
It's just... But then the latest thing, like I was telling you yesterday at lunch, the latest thing, all this bad things that people are saying about Trump and he's evil, he just do what he want to do. The other day, because this is going to segue into my next story,
Yeah.
he's holding up a bat. Because right now, his biggest adversary is
Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis in Florida. So it's a picture of him holding up a bat like he was about to hit Ron DeSantis in the head. Isn't that violent?
Yeah, very.
Isn't that premeditated
Assault?
Assault.
Yeah. Because that could be considered that.
But y'all still gonna vote for him.
Yeah, people are going to vote for him in droves. They're going to drive up in trucks to vote for him. Oh, they're going to drive up in trucks to vote for him, like I said.
I don't know. Which leads me to my next story. Mr. Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida.
The full-fledged white supremacist.
That's pretty much what this man is. He is. No doubt about it. He can say he's not, but, when Trump did come on board, a lot of people said, it's going to be so many Ku Klux Klan. They're going to take their hoods off, and so many people who are racist, they're going to really show their true colors.
Well, they didn't lie.
This man, Mr. Ron, he's showing his colors, his front, his back,
his whole ass,
his numbers, his
whole ass.
Yeah, royally.
His royal ass.
Royally.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand.
Go ahead and tell the story. Tell the story. First
of all, he's trying to take. He came. Okay, he was the one who pushed critical race theory. First of all.
Now he wants to push it out.
That's what I'm saying. He's trying to push critical race theory out of the school. Well, first out of college. Then he said it was in high school. Then he said it was in middle school. Then he said it was in kindergarten. Then he said it was in pre-K. How? I never understood that. Now he's messing with the Divine Nine. in other organizations to try to push them out of the colleges and schools. Then he's trying to take Black history out of the schools.
Yeah.
I don't who okay, I understand he's the governor, but why is everything that he's proposing getting passed? On the verge of getting passed. Now what you ain't gonna do, and I did mean to say ain't, you better leave that Divine Nine alone. Now, any of y'all don't know who the Divine Nine is, these are your Omegas and your Alphas and your AKAs and your Deltas. Shout out to the Deltas. Sigma, Sigma Gamma Rhos, and all them others I can't think of right now.
Oh, I know them all.
These people have been around for hundreds.
Yeah.
Some of them are for hundreds. Well, I'm going to say many years.
The only new one is the IOTAs, and that's a new frat.
And you trying to take them out of the school because if you think about majority of those organizations do good things in whatever city or state they're in.
They really do.
So why are you trying to get rid of them or stop their progress or shut them down or eliminate certain things that they can do?
Well, here's the thing about it. When I saw that story, and I sent that to you on the phone originally, where he was talking about taking the Black frats and sorors out of the universities and colleges of Florida. Well, here's my thing about it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Florida A&M an HBCU?
Go ahead.
I mean, is yes or no? Is an HBCU? Mm-hmm. How is he going to take a Black soror or a frat out of an HBCU?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
How's he going to do that?
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. And, let me just say how asinine that is. Now, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the show before, but I am a Romeo. The Romeos are an auxiliary organization of Sigma Gamma Rho. Those are my big sisters. Mm-hmm. Okay? And we helped our big sisters out. Whenever they had a food drive, we'd help them out. Whenever they had like a feed the homeless type of thing, we'd help them out. Mm-hmm. That's what we did. And to be honest with you, I enjoyed it. We had fun doing that, helping people that are less fortunate than ourselves. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point. And just like you said, those Greek organizations, they help out the community in a very big way. Mm-hmm. They really do. The Kappas were trying to recruit me. Don't ask me why.
You know why.
Anyway, the Alphas were trying to recruit me. Of course, the Sigmas were trying to recruit me. But I wasn't interested in none of that, which, I had my reasons for that. But because I was already a Romeo, I was happy with being a Romeo. But I can honestly tell you that the networking those guys do, from the old ones all the way up to the younger ones, they all network with each other. And they help each other out. They give each other a hand. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're supposed to do. So if you take that out, Ron DeSantis, that's going to hurt a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of your constituents that might vote for your stupid ass.
Let me just name the four. There are 4 HBCUs in Florida.
Yeah.
Bethune-Cookman University, that's in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yep.
Edwards Waters University in Jacksonville, Florida. Florida A&M in Tallahassee, Florida. And Florida Memorial University in Miami Gardens, Florida. All of these schools have over 10,000 or more students. Black students.
Oh, you don't care.
Like for instance, Edward Waters is ranked number 37 in top performance of schools in the United States,
which is a good thing.
So why are you even trying to, for a lack of a better word, mess with these students? If they're like, okay, I live here. I have never lived anywhere else but Texas.
Yeah.
Some of the Texas colleges, mostly white institutions. Mm-hmm. What is it when they trying to jump you in? What is that called? Initiation has killed some students.
Oh yeah, they have. It's called hazing.
Hazing. Good word. That's it.
That's called hazing.
So, are there any HBCUs
I
been
haven't heard of
accused
any.
of killing
I haven't heard of any.
students doing hazing?
I haven't heard of any.
Right.
Especially during Hell Week, because Hell Week is when they really
Right.
go through it. I know that for a
Exactly.
fact.
Have you, now I'm pretty sure they do, I don't know what all these schools do, but have you heard of any white organizations? Like I said, I'm sure they do, but you hear mostly, I guess because I keep my ear to the streets about
Yeah.
HBCU, because I'm a proud HBCU graduate. Woo,
Yes,
woo.
she is. Yes, she is.
But I don't hear nothing that's just so negative that you will want to take these organizations out of your colleges. I don't get it. Mm-hmm. And I haven't read anywhere or any statement that he said that it is valid for them to be dissipated. Now, if you're saying that they've had hazing, or the organizations are failing, or the kids are more amped to want to haze instead of going to college, going to class, which make them have low grades, I understand that. But if these students is doing their due diligence while they're there, while they are attempting or participating in joining these organizations, sir, have a seat.
Have several seats.
Have several seats and mind you and your business.
I don't know why people want to stick their nose in FBA business in the first damn place.
I know you're the governor, but there is so many things you can be worried about Florida. You have a melting pot of people of all nationalities in your states.
Yep.
And they are some of the poorest people and cities in your state. Mm-hmm. Now, that's one thing I can say that I heard from Trump. Trump said this. That's where I'm getting it from. DeSantis need to worry about his state because he's on the verge of becoming bankrupt. Now, you need to worry about why your state
It's so poor.
is so poor. Why you trying to worry about
Some
what the
HBCUs,
deltas
yeah.
and the omegas and the sigmas and whoever, what they're doing in their schools
Yeah.
or who they have joining. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. Y'all can't run everything. And this is what this is becoming to be. This was going to lead me to my next segment.
Okay.
If you have been living on a rock, Mississippi has just signed a law that they are entertaining of going back to Jim Crow laws.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I am so overwhelmed about this story.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine us going backwards to Jim Crow laws. Again, please tell me why this is necessary.
Make it make sense to me too. I mean, because I'm still trying to figure this out. Jim Crow was only lifted since 1950 something?
Not too long ago.
That's not very long ago. No.
Some people are like, that was long time. No, it's not that long
No, it
ago.
wasn't long ago. I mean, my mother is seven. My mother will be. Let me see. My mother will be 73 years old this year. Mm-hmm. Okay, my mother will sit up and tell. She remembers Jim Crow because she lived through it. My grandparents, God bless them. I wish they were alive now. They lived through Jim Crow from the beginning of Jim Crow. My grandmother was born in 1915. My grandfather was born in 1901. So they lived through Jim Crow firsthand.
If anybody don't know what Jim Crow is,
Go
it is
ahead.
the practice of segregating black people in the United States.
Separating from everybody else. Making them second and third class citizens in some cases.
And if you ever sat down with your ancestors like I did, my
Yep.
great grandmother, my
Your
grandmother's
grandparents,
grandfathers,
Yep.
uncles, aunties, and they had signs on the doors that said white people only, colored people enter from the back. You can't use a water fountain in a public place.
You can't even shit on the same toilet.
You had to enter through the back. You couldn't use the same bathroom that was in the building. You had to go to an outhouse.
Yeah.
That was behind the building.
Stinking all to be damned.
Might not have no toilet paper. Somebody probably don't use it before you.
Yeah.
And y'all trying to revisit stuff like that? Have we became that desensitized in this here United States of America that is something that we need to revisit? And if so, why? Now I know Mississippi, even to this day, 2023, they have a long way to go. They still live in that mindset. But the best thing you can do is make a law to incorporate Jim Crow again. Y'all need decent water down there. Why don't y'all try to get some decent water down there? Why don't y'all try to become off the poverty line? Because there's another country almost like Florida, they've always been close to the poverty line. They're considered one of the poorest states on the map.
Yep.
So why don't you try to get some good people in office to talk to some of these big businesses to come to your state and put some jobs in there to raise y'all poverty level
And stimulate the economy. The economy. That's what needs to be done.
Exactly. But the best thing you can do is revisit Jim Crow.
Yeah.
And this is the kicker. The reason why I'm taking this personal, because they said next they're going to Alabama and they coming to Texas.
Don't leave out Louisiana.
Now let me tell you something. Like I stated before, I've lived nowhere else but Texas. If they come here, and I meant to say here, I'm out.
She went country with it, y'all.
I'm out. I can't live here. I can't have nobody telling me, if you want to take my money, but you're going to sit me at the back of the restaurant. Or that I can't even patronize your restaurant. Or I gotta go through the back of the restaurant or back of the store.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
I agree with you on
No,
that.
No, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am.
I agree with you on that.
And I want to know what mindset whoever voted were they? What?
Why would you even bring that up? That's the question.
Who even brought this up to be a law to be voted
my point.
on?
That's what I'm getting at right there. Why would you even bring that shit up? I mean, because like that right there by itself shouldn't even be a question.
That's degrading.
Exactly. I agree with you on that. That shouldn't even be brought up at all. I mean, because Jim Crow didn't work then, is not going to work now, especially now. Now, there might be some black people out there that say, yes, sir, I was going to go back to the back. I don't mind Jim Crow. They'll go along to get along. But then again, you got people that's like me, and, you going to take my money, you want me to go through the back door? We got a problem. I'm coming through that front door. Well, sir, you can't come through the front door. How come I can't?
Right.
Give me a good reason why I can't. Is there a good reason why I can't? And don't say because of my skin color either. Give me a good reason.
I can't think of another reason why this was even being incorporated.
That's what I'm getting at. Why would this even be a question?
Can they try to take away where you can vote and who gonna tell you what you can and cannot do and where you can and cannot go? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I will leave. I know y'all probably don't care if I stay or go, but I will definitely leave. Anybody who would stay and entertain anything like that, either they just so contrived that they can't leave, and they probably don't have another option to go anywhere else. But why would you subject yourself, your children, your family, your friends, whoever, yourself, to be incorporated back to such a degrading thing as Jim Crow?
Good question.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's the House Bill 1020. If anybody's interested in going there and see what it is, it's called House Bill 1020. And of course, it was the white conservatives of Mississippi Supreme Court. And what it's going to do is, like, they're going to handpick everything. They're going to handpick who the prosecutor's going to be. They're going to handpick who the judges are. They're going to handpick who the teachers are. They're going to handpick who they're going to handpick everybody, but I bet you them handpicks not going to be black.
Of course not.
And I hope some of those people who live there, who done made a name for themselves, who got a couple of letters behind their name, you think they're going to exempt you because of your skin color?
Hell no, they ain't.
If, like I said, if they do, I will apologize and say, hey, they let them in. But I don't think so.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because Jim Crow didn't work then. It's not going to work now. Especially now. Because you got way too many people that are quote-unquote woke now. That's what they're calling it now. They're calling it being woke. And a lot of folks ain't going to go for it. I'm one of them. I know you ain't going to go for it because we was in a restaurant here recently and they was going to be able to sit us in the back. You said, nope. Can we sit here?
I don't do that. When I see them passing up empty tables toward the front, I'm going to say, is something wrong with these tables? I don't, like I tell people all the time, don't let them sit you at the back.
Of course not.
But it's not them. It's the manager. Tell the manager.
Well,
I said.
We'll call the manager then.
I'm not going to the
Let me
back
talk to the
unless that
manager.
restaurant is super packed.
And
And that's the only thing that's available.
And with those seats being reserved.
I'm not going to no back. I'll leave. I will leave. Well, you will have to see here. Says who? You're not the only restaurant in this town, honey.
Oh, of course not. And somebody's
no.
going to take my money where I can sit where I want to sit.
I don't know. I always stop. Well, why are we going to the back? Is these tables reserved? Can we get one of these, please? I don't be rude with it. I just ask them.
Now, see, if the tables are reserved, I can sit.
Exactly. If they reserve,
That's
of course.
different.
And if they're packed, of course. But if you just going by all these nice little tables at the front because of my skin color, babe, I'll leave.
Exactly.
But with this Jim Crow, it's just going to take away so many rights of black people, majority black citizens.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, so do y'all just want the black, just come out and say, can y'all go? And in that essence, I will say, yes, pay them some reparations so they can pick up and go live somewhere else if they choose to. If you want black people out of this town so bad that you're going to incorporate Jim Crow law again.
Speaking of reparations, I'm glad you brought that up. San Francisco, California has a reparations bill to where they can in fact pay $5 million per person in reparations. But here's the kicker. The NAACP said no. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What does the NAACP stand for? What does it stand
I
for?
thought it meant the National Association for African American People. Well, it used to be colored people.
No, it stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why wouldn't they want reparations?
Well, let me give people a little bit of a history on the NAACP. Number one, it was never started by black people. It was started by white people. That's number one. Number two, the money that they get, it still comes from white people. So, of course, the heads of the NAACP are going to say no because they're doing what their white paymasters are telling them to do. See, and that's the problem, and that's exactly what's going on right there. Because if they don't want that, if they don't want to give it, if they don't want that $5 million, give it to us. We'll take it.
Well, in essence, to me, $5 million is not enough. But like if they
I
want
agree,
to do
but it's
it
a
like
start.
every other year or something
My
like
fault.
that, hey, I can see that. But
Well, my whole point is this right here, babe. That is $5 million enough? No, not for what our ancestors went through.
Right.
It's not enough. It's that's you ain't even scratched the surface yet.
right.
But it's a start. It's
Absolutely.
a start. It's definitely a
Absolutely.
start. I mean, case in point, if the state of Texas or the state of Oklahoma was to say, hey, we're going to give everybody here, every black person here, let's just pick a number, $600,000. Is that enough? No. But it's a start. And we would definitely take it. I know I would, and I know you would too. I'd take it. Shit, I'd
Yeah.
take it. I'd be the first to take it. Hell yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
The what you please. I mean, I was just speaking hypothetical. But the NAACP, who's supposed to be helping black people out, you want us to still stay on the plantation? I mean, that's what I'm hearing. I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
Right.
I mean, what do you think, babe? I mean, what's your take on this? I mean,
I think it's asinine. I think it's like we fought so hard, like I said earlier, with your Malcolms and your MLKs and your Rosa Parks, and that's another thing about Rosa Parks. We need to do a story about that.
Yeah.
Some new story that came out, they didn't even want to put her
We'll get to that.
ethnicity
We'll
in
get
it.
to that.
You know, and stuff like that. They're taking hardcore facts away from people who fought hard for them.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Let me read this quote I just found.
Go ahead.
It says, hold on, which is, it kind of sums it up as to what is going on. It says, Black House Democrats rightly compared the bill to Mississippi's 1890 Constitution, which was drafted explicitly to exclude the Negro from voting through sinister methods of black disenfranchisement. Disenfranchisement.
Disenfranchisement.
Yes, that. So we're going back there.
Yeah.
Why y'all keep picking on the black people? Let me just ask that. Why y'all keep picking on black people?
Good question. Good question.
But in my mind, to answer your question, you can say, I will leave. Just pick up and leave. Sometimes it's not that easy for some people. I'm not going to say some people. For some of us, it's not that easy. Just pick up and leave. Some of us love where we live.
Yeah.
You know, and I shouldn't have to subject myself to either I stay and get told how to eat, how to dress, how to walk, how to talk, how to vote, where to go, where not to go, where to sit, where not to sit. In the 2023, or either I leave thinking I'm getting away from all that. Why subject myself to that? Why would I have to go to sleep at night wondering, well, you think this just gonna be real?
Right.
You think they say they're not gonna treat us bad, but that's what they said before, they weren't gonna treat you bad.
Right.
And some women now and some men now, if you pull them up out the grave, they probably got all kind of railroad tracks on the back of their back.
Of course.
So why would you and it's getting to a point now that you just can't trust people you put in office to do the right thing.
No.
And that is wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
So I like I said, I don't know, like I said, like if they come, but I can truly tell you right now, this day right now, if they come to Texas with that bullshit, I'm out. I ain't gonna even give them a chance. I don't care if I ain't got number $5 in the bank.
Let me tell you something.
Excuse me. I'm gonna hit your Greyhound. I'm gonna hit you something, and I'm out of here.
I tell you, both of us would. We gas up our cars and get the heck up out of here. Both of us would.
Cause nobody should have to live. That's just like prison.
That's pretty much what it is.
And that's why I understand why people keep going back to prison. So you like people telling you when to get up, where to go to sleep, what to eat. Why? You have your own mind. Your ancestors fought for you to be able to do and go and say whatever you want to do.
Precisely.
Why would you want to even revisit that?
Some people do because
from what my grandfather used to tell me, Jim Crow was no joke.
It wasn't.
And you didn't have a choice. Either you did it or you didn't. Mm-hmm. One no it's black and white. Either or. But now you have choices.
Right.
So that's how I feel about it. I don't like I said, unless I just can't get up out of here. But if I can, I'm out.
Oh, we out.
I am
plain and simple. We both are.
To me, that'd be a disservice to my ancestors.
It would be if we go back to that. That wouldn't be cool at all.
But again, like I said, I know there will be some that cannot, and God bless those so if they stay and just do what you can. But I wouldn't, and I can't believe anybody voted. And I pray to God that no black people voted for that.
Well, it's going to be a couple of coons that did.
And again, I would love to ask them why.
Because they're coons. That's what coons do.
That's sad. That's just how I feel. I don't feel like this is a good and what made me want to talk about it on the show today is because they interviewed this lady who lives in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And she was saying, Mississippi has its flaws. She said, but it's a beautiful state. Okay. And she just started crying immensely. She was like, if they bring back Jim Crow, I don't know if I can survive. This lady said survive.
Well, see, it's just because she's been through it. Mm-hmm. She's been through it, so she knows.
She said, it's like I'm stepping back in time.
Exactly. That's exactly what you're doing. You're not moving forward, you're going backwards. And you shouldn't, and we shouldn't have to do that. I mean, and in Mississippi, like you said, it's not the only state that's even remotely thinking about that.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Like I said, I'm going to tell you right now. If they try to do it here, I'm out. I can't. Mm-hmm. I can't. I have a hard time with waiting on things. Now, you think I'm going to let somebody tell me when I can and can't go somewhere? Or what I can? Oh, Lord.
But check this out, though. Oh, I'm really going to put put your panties in a bunch. Check this one out. Mm-hmm. Kamala Harris, Vice President of the United States.
Ooh. Is she still the president? Is she still in office?
She went to Africa.
Excuse me.
I don't know if you heard about this or not. Mm-hmm. She went to Africa. getting ready to give some African nation, I forget which one, millions of dollars. But we can't get reparations here in the United States.
And we're giving it to them because of the same way they give all that money to Syria. Or how you say the word Syria?
And Ukraine. And the Ukraine. But think about this for a second. And I say that to say this. Every year, the United States gives Israel trillions of dollars. Not billions. Trillions of dollars. Okay? Black people have been here. Well, actually here before anybody. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And we have been disenfranchised for the longest time.
They're like forever.
We're asking for reparations. What's that lady's name? I forgot her name. White politician. She said reparations for what? Now, I forgot the lady's name that quick. She said reparations for what? I can't remember her damn name. Elizabeth Warren. She said reparations for what? Because somebody had said, you know, would you because she was running for president for the presidential bid for the Democratic Party,
right?
And she asked a question, and somebody had asked her a question about reparations, and she was like, reparations for what? Oh, never mind. When you said that, you answered my question. Never mind. So you know that's why your ass ain't the president. But anyway, I say that to say this. Black people have been asking for reparations since the days of Frederick Douglass. We have yet to get it. We're on the verge of getting it in some places already, which I am very, very, very proud of that. I thought I would never see it.
Yeah.
Now, Kamala Harris, if you remember back when she was running for the presidential bid of the United States, she said, and I quote, "I'm not going to do something strictly for black people." No.
Right. Yeah.
That's exactly what she said. See, when it comes to us, as foundational black Americans, when we ask for something, we just can't ask for something strictly for ourselves. We got to include everybody else inside that.
Right.
You didn't do that with the Ukrainians.
No, we can say right here, they didn't do that for the what's the San Francisco people that got knocked in the head, and the next thing you know, they got all kind of
the Asians.
Yeah. So yeah, we can start right here in our front on back door.
You didn't do that for the Asians,
right?
You didn't do that for the illegal immigrants. They got more rights than we do. Come to think of it,
yeah, dogs got more rights. Pets got more rights than we do.
But here's the thing about it, and this is the funny part about it. And I was thinking about this for a second. The Civil Rights Bill that was signed in the '60s, that was strictly for us.
Of course, yeah.
But guess who benefits from civil rights more than we do?
Other races.
White women. White women. When did white women become a minority? That's my question.
Well, they became one when they had
saw they could benefit from it. Let's just be real.
I just want to say when they realized that they can get some of the things that they had to get while their husband went off to quote unquote war. And, you know, they took over working in the factories and all that. And then when the husbands came back, they were more or less like back to being, I guess, housewives. They were like, no, we don't want to be housewives. We need some help. So they pretty much gave them all kind of, you can be this and you can be that and blah, 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 blah. But here we are still getting beat, raped, taking care of other people's children that we didn't birth and things like that. So, you know. It's never given to where it needs to go. That's what I always notice.
Right.
Like I said, we're always at the bottom, and I don't understand that. Why? Why are we always at the bottom?
J. Edgar Hoover, the cross-dressing leader of the CIA. That's exactly what he was. He was a full-fledged, you know, homosexual. But that's neither here nor there. When he said that the biggest threat to the United States was black unity. That's the reason why black people are so divided right now, because of that fact right there. Because according to Neely Fuller's book, and I keep on quoting this book, The Compensatory Counter-Racist Code, the reason why that black people will always be on the bottom because we have no unity. And Malcolm had told us this on several occasions during the 60s. Put your petty differences aside and let's focus on the common enemy. And that common enemy is white supremacy. If we did that, we could shake up the world. But it'll never happen because we're too busy being divided against each other. Because you can go to the streets in New York right now and you will see two black people debating on which religion is a black man's religion. And I can knock that argument down real quick. They all are our religions because we invented them all.
Right.
So, but they don't want to hear
Facts.
that. Yeah, it's the truth.
Facts.
It's the truth because they all come from the same source.
Facts, yeah.
So, but again, like I said, that's the problem. That's the reason why we will always be on the bottom because we have no unity. There are some of us that want to unite, but then again, you got those ones that, like Larry Elder, Jesse Lee Peterson, Candace Owens, that says that racism doesn't exist. And there's no such thing as white supremacy. White supremacy is a myth, according to them. And then you got people like Morgan Freeman saying stupid shit like racism wouldn't exist if people just start talking about it.
It's some people that I wish I could just have get my little journal here, take my little pen, and just have a conversation with them because I would like to know where have they been for the last 400 plus years.
Good question.
What do they see that I just cannot see?
Well, see,
I would say, right, brother, you right.
Well, so here's the problem. The way they see it, they're successful. If they can be successful, anybody can be successful.
That's not true.
And that's not necessarily true because just because you're successful and you slip through the cracks doesn't mean that somebody else can do the same thing.
Absolutely.
I don't have the same talents as you. Plain and simple. I'm not an actor. I'm a terrible actor. Hell, I'm a terrible liar. You know that for a fact. So, that's just the way it goes. If I don't have your talent, how can I, quote unquote, make it?
Well, I guess they mean by any means necessary, I guess.
I suppose, but I don't know, man. I just don't get it. So how can you sit up here and tell me that racism doesn't exist because you're a success? I mean, granted, you're a success and I'm proud of you. Cool. Be a success, brother. But don't sit up here and say that racism doesn't exist just because you haven't experienced it since you, quote unquote, made it. Lil Wayne said the same stupid shit himself at one point.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is, man.
But it's still sad. It's just...
I agree with you.
I don't know. Like I said, if they can just show me why, how, when, what...
I mean, they can give me something I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Help me help you out.
What are you seeing that
I don't see? Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, once you think it's getting better, it's not.
It's not, man. It's getting worse and worse every year. Just like when you say that they were trying to take the race of Rosa Parks out of the books. That's important. That's very important.
It's like they trying to take away anything that black people even touched.
Yeah.
But let me see how long y'all going to survive.
They're already taking books out of libraries.
Exactly. And it's just... But it's like I said, they so, for lack of a better word, they're so dumb. Shout out to Remy Ma. Dumb. You taking it out of school, they got the internet. They gonna find out anyway.
Exactly.
So that's just stupid on y'all part.
Exactly. You can't scrub the internet. You can try.
I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's me.
And speaking of books,
like I said, maybe it's me.
And speaking of books, there was a book out. Shout out to Mr. Luke Sr. He's the one that told me to read this book. The book is called Fahrenheit 451, written by Ray Bradbury. Look that book up. The story goes, it's like a post-apocalyptic America where totalitarianism completely reigns supreme. And what they did was they had these people called firemen. And what they would do is they would break into people's house. They would just go to people's houses and see if they had any contraband. Contrabands being books. And what they would do, they would pull these books out and set them on fire. Hence the name firemen. Okay, now Fahrenheit 451, 451 degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature at which paper starts to burn. That's where the title comes from. So, and it's getting to that point now. In Nazi Germany, back during World War II, the people that believed in Nazism and Adolf Hitler and his philosophies, what they would do is they would like take books out of libraries and completely burn them. Okay? Now, one of my favorite movies is the Indiana Jones series. In Indiana Jones, in the movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Sean Connery, who played Indiana Jones's father, Henry Jones, he had gotten captured by the German forces. and he went back to go get his journal, which had notes to where they could find the Holy Grail. Okay, and the German guy said, he was like slapping him with his glove and saying, you know, what does the book tell you that it's not telling me? Well, I mean, no. He said, why'd you come back for the book? And he slapped him. He said, we already have the map. Why'd you come back to the book? What's in it? What's the book telling you that it's not telling me? And before he slapped him one last time, the Sean Connery character said, it tells me that goose-schlepping morons such as yourself should bother reading books instead of burning them. That's speaking truth to power. Now, you know I'm an avid reader. I don't have a problem with someone reading books. I don't care what book you read as long as you're reading a book. But don't burn a book. If you don't want to read that book, don't read it. And don't keep anybody else from reading that book, which is why I completely disagree with them taking books out the library.
Right.
I mean, what do you think, babe? I gotta hear your spiel on that.
Like I said, it's asinine because you're trying to take it out the books. You're trying to rewrite history. You're trying to take history out the books. And like I said, you won't even have lights, GPS, forks, cars, because the majority of those things were started by a black person.
Exactly.
Do your black history, people.
Hell, the computer, the cell phone.
And then it's like taking it out the books, taking it out of schools, taking it out of the libraries, taking it out of shelves, taking it out of bookstores, whatever. That makes you look foolish.
It does. It makes you look absolutely stupid. It makes you
look foolish because, like you said, y'all came out one content till you create this thing called www.
Invented by a black person, by the way.
And from my understanding, it's always in the clouds.
Invented by a black person.
If you try to delete it. So what was your purpose? What is your purpose for doing that? It's like they're trying to eliminate anything that was touched, thought of, proposed, made, patented by a black person. Okay, let me say that. Black or brown person. No, they trying to make it seem like everything was made by a white man. And it's not. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I agree with you on that. But,
sorry.
But the thing of it is, man, you know, it's sad that they're trying to limit people. They're trying to tell people what they can and can't do. One of my favorite groups is Gangstar. I love Guru. God bless the dead. You know, he's no longer with us because of cancer. My favorite producer is DJ Premier. That's who I model myself after when it comes to me doing music. Hence, case in point, the music you're hearing now. He was doing the video to the song "You Know My Steez," and it's around about this pretty much the same thing. It goes along the lines of the same book, 1984. Big Brother's watching you, and that's the problem. They're trying to the more rights that they give you, the more they take away. Now they're trying to tell you what you can, what you can't read. I don't like that.
No,
that's not cool. I'm gonna read whatever the hell I want to read, no matter what. If you don't like what I'm reading, don't worry about it. I'm the one reading it, not you. And that's the problem. They should never ever limit someone to what they can and can't read. They should be able to read whatever they want, whether you agree with it or not.
Right.
I mean, there's books out there right now that's really racist, but I don't. If I choose not to read them, then that's me choosing not to read them. I don't want to read that crap.
Right. That's your prerogative.
That's yeah, exactly. That's my business. You know, I don't want to read it, but you know, it is what it is.
And that's why I thought, you know, excuse me, I'm sorry. So many people are crossing over here on the border of Canada, the border of Mexico, trying to get here. Because supposedly, we are the country of the free world. Not
anymore.
But if they trying to limit what you can and cannot do, trying to take away your civil rights, trying to take away your voting rights, why are we here?
Good question.
And you know, for a long time, you and I discussed going to Africa. I don't even think I want to go to Africa.
Africa. Here's the thing about that. I would go there to visit, but not to live.
I don't think I want to live there. I used to want to go and live there, but now they got something going on over there now.
Well, see, Africa's been colonized anyway.
You know, that's what I'm saying. So where can we go? Well, we can just be like,
yeah.
Where?
Well, see, here's the thing about it. And I think it's Hidden Colors 4. I think it's Hidden Colors 4. That's called the religion of white supremacy. I think that's it. I might be wrong. I have to look it up. I'll look it up in a minute. But Hidden Colors 4, I think it's called the religion of white supremacy. White supremacy is global. Okay? It's everywhere. Literally everywhere. Hold on. Hidden Colors 4. Let me look that up. I'm going to look that up.
just don't understand. It's just like, it's heart-wrenching to know.
Yeah, hidden cause for.
You know,
the religion of white supremacy.
sad.
Well, see, think of it is the reason why it's called the religion of white supremacy, because a religion is basically something that somebody strongly believes in, is backed up by action. And the biggest religion in the world right now is white supremacy. It's everywhere. No matter where you go in the world, except for Antarctica, there ain't no people there. The religion of white supremacy reigns supreme.
Right.
It's all about them. Which brings me to another book I was talking about. I talked about on the show before, called The Iceman Inheritance by Michael Bradley. A white man wrote this book. Think about that for a second. He talks about the true nature of the Caucasian race. They're very violent, which we already know that. Who's more violent than a white man? Anytime you got a man that would sit up and beat a baby out of a woman's stomach and then stomp the baby out until the baby dies. Think about that for a second. Who's more violent than a white man?
Honestly, I don't know.
Exactly my point. That's what I'm saying.
I can't think of
there's
one.
nothing more violent than a white person.
I can't think of nobody.
Exactly.
There has been some people like, what the?
Exactly.
But a white, I done seen too many. I read too many things that they've done. It's just, you be like, wow.
Yeah. It makes you wonder.
Wow.
It makes you wonder. I mean, there have been more wars fought on European soil than any other country in any other continent in the world.
Yeah.
And they was fighting amongst each other before they started trying to branch out and fight and take over the world.
Yeah, in other countries, yeah.
Yeah.
They just gotta have it. They just gotta have it all. Socks and drawers. They gotta have it all.
They gotta have every damn thing.
But
yeah.
why?
It's plenty for everybody.
Why?
It's plenty for everybody. Just like when the first white people that went on African soil, Africa is the epitome of ownership right there. They got everything in Africa. Literally everything you could think of. Fertile land, gold, jewels, resources, all kinds of things. Everything is right there in Africa. And African people, when they're willing to share it, hey, here you go, we got plenty, here you go. But then again, that one white person, they're just giving it to us freely. Let's take over this shit. And what we'll do is, instead of us giving them anything in return, we'll give them that thing called the Bible and let them milk off of that, since they're so spiritual. There you go. That's what happens.
That's sad. It's really sad.
They got religion, but then again, the white people got all the gold and money. And basically what they did with Christianity was just take what they already had and repackage it and give it back to them.
Just put in a new shiny book.
That's all they did. That's all they did. That's it.
Put in a little leather binder.
That's it. That's all they did. They take what they already had, repackage it, and give it back to them. No, I'll take that back. They took what they already had, watered it down, changed a whole bunch of shit in it, and then gave it back to them.
Well, the narrative of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I forgot to talk about the Jonathan Majors story. I really didn't want to talk about that because...
No, let's talk about it. I put it out there for a reason. Let's talk about that.
Okay, well, tell me your take on it. Let me say this. If anybody doesn't know, Jonathan Majors was arrested on domestic violence charges.
Yeah.
And he's been part of the Marvel cast, and now he's in the big movie Creed.
Yeah.
So...
He's been in some other stuff, too. But he was in White Boy Rick. Well, White Boy Rick is about a drug dealer. Yeah.
I guess I had my reservation after you sent me this story. I was like, I knew of him, but let me go dig a little further.
Go ahead, speak on it.
Honestly, you're not supposed to put your hands on anybody.
I agree.
But if he did put his hands on there, I don't know. Different strokes for different folks. Us as black women, sometimes we get the plight of a black man if he's having a bad day or something, because the gist of the story that I heard today was they was in the back of an Uber, Lyft, whatever, a rideshare, whatever, and she saw something in his phone and she tried to grab his phone. He grabbed it back. They was tussling back and forth, so he struck her. They really don't know where he struck, but they said it was a mark behind her ear and on her face. Okay. She called the police immediately that night, which was a Friday night, and then she went to the hospital on Saturday morning. When I said us as black women probably would have gave him a little leeway, just a little bit, because we know his plight as a black man, because they're executing black men on a regular day just for the littlest things.
Right.
Excuse me, but domestic violence is something different.
Yeah.
But then I did a little research. I was like, wow, I wonder what she is. She's a white girl. So, negative Betty here, my mind popped negative. I'm wondering if somebody is trying to set him up. Because right now he's popping. He's everywhere. He's on all the magazines, and he's in two of the big selling movies right now. And I don't know. Is that, like I said, I don't condone domestic violence. But is that something to really call the police on and go to the hospital about?
Here's the thing. There's more to the story. She later recanted her story and said he didn't do anything. That's what
I'm gonna say. Yeah. She came back and said, oh no, maybe I went too far, or maybe maybe I just need to think about it. Why did you even do that from the jump? That's why I kept saying, we as black women, we probably been like, you know what? We probably would have got a couple of licks. We probably would have tore up that whole back seat if it was too, I'm just gonna tell you from personal experience. But to call the police knowing the state of black men now, I don't think I would have did that.
Here's the thing about that. I think I would have
did that. And then for her to come back and recount her, so that's why I was like, I don't think I want to do this story.
Here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that. Now, I'm not going to say he did do it. I'm not going to say he didn't do it. The only way we would actually know is if he was a fly on the wall.
Right.
Which we weren't.
But he is denying it.
Of course he's denying it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about it. Right now, Jonathan Major is hot.
He's everywhere.
Everywhere. I like him as an actor. He's excellent. Okay? We have yet to see Creed 3.
Because I want to get caught up on the other two.
Yeah, you need to see the other two. I got those in the room if you want to see them. But anyway, he's an excellent actor, because like when I saw him in the movie in the movie White Boy Rick, he played a big time Detroit drug dealer. Excellent movie. It's a good movie. It's about a white boy snitching on him, on the character he played. But anyway, that's another subject. I ain't got that.
Is this like a portrayal of a true story?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a true story. But anyway, he did really good in that. He plays Kang the Conqueror in the movie Ant-Man, in the new Ant-Man movie, which is a Marvel movie. As a matter of fact, he played Kang the Conqueror in that movie, in that Marvel series Loki. He's an excellent actor. But here's what I've noticed: if you are a popular black person and you're on your shit, you're gonna have some dirt thrown on you.
That's what I say. I don't.
You're gonna have some dirt thrown on you. For example, we mentioned Michael Jackson. we mentioned Michael Jackson earlier. Michael Jackson making some big moves. We gotta throw some dirt on that nigga, and that's exactly what they did.
That's some hell of a dirt, though. Accuse somebody of molestation.
I agree with you on that 100%, but they don't care. Same deal with Bill Cosby. They even tried Morgan Freeman. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, they done did R. Kelly. They steady putting charges on R. Kelly. He got something sentenced the other day. I like, that man ain't gonna never get out.
No, he's not. I mean, I think it's kind of messed up how they're doing R. Kelly, because I'm just gonna be on. Let's just be real about the R. Kelly situation. Let's talk about that for a little while.
Yeah.
The parents went along with what was going on. So why is he in jail?
Because them dollars stopped. Where them dollars at?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. He stopped putting them checks out.
He gotta go.
Yep, exactly. He stopped giving them money, and that's when they said, well, let's turn his ass in. Well, you was in on it too. What about you?
Yep.
That's my whole deal. But anyway, back to Jonathan Major. I will never ever tell somebody who they should or shouldn't date, or who they should and shouldn't marry. But a sister wouldn't have done that.
You know what I said? I mean, like I said, it might be some who would.
There are some that would,
but
no doubt
the
about
plight
it.
if you really care about the plight of the black man now, nah.
No.
We would have been tussling like Rocky and Creed. And who is it? Rocky and what's the
Rocky and Apollo.
Yeah, Rocky and Apollo in the back of that seat.
Y'all would have been like Ike and Tina. Remember that scene in
I'm
Ike?
trying to tell you, walk right in the hotel. Yes, I am Tina Turner. I am performing here tonight. If you would give me a room, I sure would. Mm-hmm. So I personally haven't. I just, that's one of the things, me as a woman, I have never fought a man over his phone. I just feel like, and I've told you this every time, whatever you do is definitely going to come to the light.
Always. That's why I don't do anything.
So I would never fight. I would never go through your phone or anything like that.
And see, and people have to understand something. I mean, even if you did, I shouldn't take it. I don't care. Go through it. Ain't nothing in it. So, but, you know, I look at it like this. If you and that man, hell, I've given you my phone. Didn't care. If you and that man are not married, then why do you need to go through his phone?
Even if you are married, why are you going through it?
Exactly.
I don't
If you ain't paying his phone bill,
get it. Like I said, I guess I don't understand it. But, you know, to each his own.
I agree.
Because they always say when you go look for something, you might just find it. So whatever you find, you know.
That's on you.
But sometimes in my case, something just fall right in my lap. I'd be like, "Now, damn it, where did this come from?" Mm-hmm. And you know, just give it time. You'll find it. If you ever have your reservation about something, it'll definitely come to you.
Oh yeah, everything's done in the dark always comes to light.
Knock on your front door.
Yeah, everything's done in the dark always comes to light.
But let me put a stipulation out there. I am not condoning domestic violence.
Me either.
If he did hit her, I don't care what her race is.
I agree with you on that.
He should not have hit her.
I agree with you on that.
But I'm just saying the plight of the black man now, I don't think that should have been an issue. And by her recanting her story, I'm thinking somebody probably set her up to do it.
I agree with you.
Or maybe he called her and said, I'm out here in this world trying to make it. I got 2 big movies and you gonna do this to me? It probably made her feel guilty or whatever. I don't know what he did, but it shouldn't have made national news. That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. Something like that, no.
It
Something like that,
national news.
Something like that, no. I mean, but you know, it is. But you know, like I said, and Eddie Griffin summed it up, man. In one of his in this Vlad TV interview, he said a black man is not going to get out with his hands clean if you're that popular. Mm-hmm. And he mentioned a whole bunch of people, and one of the people that he mentioned was a good friend of his, Kobe Bryant. Now that chick that Kobe was accused of raping, she had sex with 3 other people in a 2-day time span. Right. So you know she gave Kobe Bryant something. It's Kobe Bryant. Come on. Mm-hmm. And then she gonna sit up here and say Kobe raped her. I never believed that in the first place. Even though I'm not a Kobe Bryant fan, I never have been. Mm-hmm. But I didn't believe that. I don't think it was rape. I think, yeah, he had sex with her. Yeah, he admitted that. Yeah, I had sex with her, but I didn't rape her.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I know there are some people who have fetishes, but somebody with the name of Kobe Bryant,
come on,
at that time the industry, I don't think he didn't have to take. They literally probably just throw it at her. Come here, Kobe. Here you go. He didn't have to take nothing.
Exactly.
But some people have fetishes that they like taking it, though.
I know it. I agree. Some people do. Some people do. But, you know, it's like I said, man. You know, it's if he did do it, you know, he deserves everything he gets. If he did hit her, I don't know. The only way we would know is if he was a fly on the wall.
Absolutely.
But you know, that's it, man.
Like I said, I don't agree with it, but you know.
I agree. I'm not with that. I'm not with domestic violence at all.
But I think that is...
that all we got?
I think that is it. I mean, we didn't really have a specific, so we just wanted to catch up on some of the hot topics that's going on. But
yes.
It's like I said, every week, you know, it's always something.
There's always something going on.
That makes you shake your head, scratch your head, make you say, WTF, why us, where do we go wrong, what in the world... Like my grandmama, Lord have mercy. But I want to say something about what happened today. Because, you know, we always talk about mass shooters. Today, we had another mass shooting.
Oh, yes.
Hey, guys, it was a woman. I have never, unless I'm just having a blank moment right now, I have never heard of a woman being a mass shooter. She went to a private school in Nashville. Christian private school, first of all. And shot 3 kids and 3 adults.
6 people.
She was 28 years old. They said she was heavily armored down.
She had like 2 assault rifles and a pistol, didn't
right. See, we talked about Dylan Roof, how he was heavy armored down.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we need to give some time to this lady just like we gave to that numbnut.
Oh, they killed her, didn't
they? Did they kill her or did she kill herself?
Oh, somebody. I think she's dead. I know she's dead.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Okay, see, this one makes it even worse. I'm thinking it was a woman. Let me take that back. The shooter, described by the Metro Nashville Police Department as 28-year-old Aubrey Hale, a Nashville resident who authorities said identified as transgender.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that part. That's a new one on me. I thought it was a woman.
But that's how they were saying. That's the narrative they spoke of today when I looked at the news.
Yeah.
While I was looking at My Young and the Restless. They broke in and said that a mass shooting was going on by a 28-year-old female.
So with a transgender, it was a man masquerading as a woman.
Mm-hmm. He identified as transgender. Well, let me take that back. I guess we never have had a female shooter. It was a man dressed up as a woman.
Wow.
When I tell you it's some sickness, and it's getting so rampant, and they trying to blame it on fentanyl, and now we never talked about this too. They trying to blame it on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Now don't TikTok. The government, if y'all hear me, listen to me well, please. I'm not a big social media person.
No, she's not.
And shout out to my little niece Britt, who put TikTok on my phone.
Right.
And I'm like, what is this mess this child don't put on my phone? When I tell you, I learned so much from TikTok. Some of the stuff on there, you be like, Lord, what in the world?
Yeah.
But I done learned how to cook a new way, how to cook spaghetti.
Yeah.
I done seen these little hacks they do with little stuff from the Dollar Tree. Little stuff that's going the world. I heard about this later about how to do the mortgage when you get a mortgage on your home. And I done took notes literally off of TikTok.
Yeah.
So the government needs to stop blaming these social media sites of what's going on with these children and these parents who spread their legs, yes, I said it,
you're right,
and laid down, stood up, bent over, however you did it, to get pregnant, take accountability, and raise your children.
Come on now.
Stop blaming it on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Teach your kids to be a leader, not a follower.
Say that again.
If you want to do a TikTok dance, go ahead, do a TikTok dance. You ain't got to blame anything that happened to a child. Well, they used to be on that phone all the time.
Well,
I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry. Y'all can't keep blaming everything else on other people.
Let me say this real quick.
I don't get it.
Let me expand on that real quick. Let me expand on that. I didn't mean to say expand. Let me just say expand. Let me expand on that real quick. Now, you know good and well that we have moments in our lives that we just put our damn phones down, don't even touch them. Mm-hmm. Okay? You really can't say that a cell phone is running your life. Mm-hmm. All you gotta do is put the damn thing down.
Now you'll be surprised how many people do what they call it FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
First thing they do is grab their phone. They wake up in the morning.
I know it.
They come all the way. If they leave, they come all the way back home. I've done that too, but see, it's because I have a lot of things, a lot of people in my life.
Exactly. See,
who needs
your
to reach
situation
me,
is different.
Like that. But
your situation is different.
They got to have their phone. They feel like it's a catastrophe.
Yeah.
If they don't have no phone.
Well, see, your situation is different though.
And one of the things I hate, and I don't like using the word hate, but I really do hate, is when you out to dinner and you see everybody with their heads down. They ain't nobody talking. Ain't nobody congregating. They all looking at their phone. What we here for? We could have stayed at the house and ate.
Let me just say this real quick. Now, for those of you who don't know very much about me and my wife that's out here, listen to this podcast or listen to the restream of the podcast. Whenever me and my wife go out to dinner, we actually enjoy each other's company.
We do it on a regular. We have stimulating conversations.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at right there. We actually sit down, no cell phones, just me and her having the conversation. we could sit up, we could eat our food, and we could have a conversation during our dinner, and after our dinner, we have an even longer conversation.
We do that here at home. We sometimes the TV be off. We sit here together and have dinner together, and we start talking about things.
Yeah, we talk about everything under the sun.
I don't know why
there, I mean, and that right there, and sorry, baby, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
And that right there is this. That to me is magical. That's what's going to keep our marriage alive because we actually sat down and we actually enjoy each other's company. No matter, I mean, even if it's just us talking about whatever, we might not agree on everything, but we still have that conversation. See, and there's no cell phone involved. She's not looking at her phone. The only time she actually gets on her phone, ladies and gentlemen, is when she's talking to her sister. That is it.
I'm not a big phone person.
She's not
really
a phone person.
I don't have a lot of people calling me.
And the only people that I talk to is, I talk to a few cousins here and there. I mean, that's not every day. I talk to my mother, and that's it. The phone is usually held in the room charging up like it is right now. Hasn't rang once, and it's not going to because nobody really calls me unless it's her, but I'm looking right at her. She ain't gonna call me on my phone. But my point is this. You can't blame a cell phone or a social media site for your downfall. That's your fault. You're not going to miss out on anything. Put the damn phone down.
I don't even understand why they're trying to blame it on TikTok and trying to get rid of TikTok. They actually had the man, who invented TikTok to come to Congress.
For what?
And answer questions.
About nothing.
Why? That makes no sense. But then again, I did hear that they said that the American TikTok is totally different than the Chinese TikTok and other country TikTok because their TikTok is teaching the STEM program, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Right.
But with our TikTok, you can go in there and see about 5 or 6 big hipped black women with thongs on, walking down in the middle of the street. When I saw that, I just had to bring that up because if y'all don't know, I'm a BBW. Proud BBW.
Yes, indeed.
I can get my work on and lose a little weight, but you would never, ever catch me walking down nobody's street with a thong up my ass. It looks like I have no panties on.
Oh, damn.
The ass sucked up the string. Again, do you, boo? Whatever you want to do, you do you. I don't understand why they did that, but hell, self-identification, whatever you want to do whatever you want to do. But it's stuff like that I do look at and I get a giggle from. But like I said earlier, there are other things that I have learned from TV that is in my notes right now that I will refer back to on a regular. So don't compare this TikTok to other. Yeah, maybe we do need to have it all for STEMs because since most of TikTok are geared toward children. Yeah. But don't blame TikTok when these kids are, God forbid, I'm sorry, taking fentanyl because it looks like Skittles. You ought to teach your children, don't take nothing from nobody. That's how we was taught.
Exactly. Don't take anything from strangers.
But like I said, each is own. I don't know. I don't know. But it's like the government is too far in people's households.
I agree with you on
and
that.
We need to get parents
I agree.
back in the household.
I agree.
Sorry.
And for the record, y'all, I would love to see my wife in the thong.
Not walking down the middle. Not walking down the middle of no street.
Oh no, not
and
walking
it
down
sucks
the street.
it up like I don't have no bottoms on.
Not walking down the street.
No.
Not walking down the street, but walking right here in the living room, y'all. I would love to
This
see
is a
that.
family show. Cut that out. But I'm just like I said. I don't know. I just wish we would just. For like I said, this is my favorite word, and I use this word a lot. We need to start taking accountability.
Well, we were talking about that in the show. How many times have we said on this very podcast, we need to bring the village back? How many times have we said that?
Like me and my sister was talking about the other day. Well, I think yesterday. Kids these days, like my niece's age, or a little bit older than like in the early 20s, going up to like 30. A lot of them they're lost. And I've said this before, they look dead in the eye. Now, there are some, let me take this back, because I got one, she's a hustler, she's out there hustling, she's getting her own, she's doing the damn thing, proud of her, woo woo. But there are a lot of kids, like I was talking to a friend today, kids don't want to work, don't want to do nothing. They'll rob you before they go get a job.
You ain't lying.
He told me about he saw this boy push this old lady down and jumped in her car.
I saw that.
Right up here, this Valero by the house.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I was like, are you serious? He said, yeah, I was all down there by your house. Because he hopped in his car trying to chase the boy for the police. That's sick. And he said, he said, it was an old lady. That is some sick. Then you go back to the point, you have an older man. What would that happen to your mom?
Oh man, it's on cracking.
See that?
I'm chasing your
and
ass
see, that's
down.
gonna be a domino effect. That you gonna go get him. That he might have some stupid people in his family. Go try to retaliate against your family. It's gonna be a domino effect. Maybe it'll be a domino effect of something good, or it might be a domino effect of something bad. But it's gonna start something.
Yeah,
That shouldn't have been started because you should just go get a job, my boy.
Exactly.
So, like I said, and the reason why I said to say this, they said that our generation, what we call the what?
Generation X.
Generation X. They saying it's our fault that these kids now are the way they are because we was having kids when we were young. But I don't agree with that because my grandmothers, with an S, both had babies, but they were married, of course, at 12, 16, 15, 14 years old.
Well, my grandmother had my Uncle John at the age of 14.
That's what I'm saying. So how is it that 14-year-old was able to raise not one, not two, but some of them had 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 kids.
Yeah.
And they didn't have that much ruckus as what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that when I was 10, 12, 13 years old, even though I have a brother and a sister, my cousins were more like my brother and sister. We used to sleep in the bed, pee in the bed, sleep on the floor, drink out water hose, be there for one another. If one of them have an issue, by the time you hung up the phone, there's 3 or 4 cars pulling up in your driveway.
Yep.
Because that village came together to say, hey, what we going to do to get this ready and get it fixed?
Right.
But now, if my cousin come in, I'd be like, hey, girl, I'm busy, make it snappy. I'm trying to hear me off the phone with him.
Again, the village is gone. And
what happened between me being 10, or let's say me being 11,
yeah,
and I'm 51 now.
Yeah.
So what happened to those? What happened between those 40
in that
years?
4-year time span? Again, like I said, the village went away. The village went away. And I agree to a certain extent that us Generation Xers, we failed the generation after us. Why? Because you tried to be their friend instead of being their parent. And you know this to be true yourself. Because you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
Where a parent was trying to be their child's friend instead of being the parent.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. Now, I have 2 sets of stepchildren. I love all of them. I was a parent first. Plain and simple. If Dante was here right now, I wish I could call him on the phone. If he'd pick up, I would call him, but I doubt he'd pick up. He's probably at work. But anyway, if I get him on the phone, he would tell you flat out, Pops kicked ass. But Pops will help you with his home. Will help me with my homework too. And that's the way it should be. I mean, back when we was growing up, I said this one several times. If we messed up, by the time we got up the street, we'd had about 3 or 4 butt whoopings. And by the time my mama hears about it, no, save me some, because I'm going to kick his ass when he gets home too. Absolutely. And I've been and got another ass whooping.
Absolutely. I don't know no more. I don't know. It's like like something you be like, yay, nice, very nice. But then something you be like, damn, really?
Yeah.
When is it gonna stop when we have more yays and less dams, really?
Good question.
Because right now the dams are outweighing the yays.
I agree.
And it's sad. You try to think that you can't expect people to think like you or be like you, but at least come to a common ground.
I agree.
It's like with that Jim Crow. Why are we revisiting old shit?
Good question.
All this technology we have advanced in this world, we trying to put a damn car in the air.
Yeah.
But when you trying to tell somebody they can't drink out of a fountain, or that they can't vote, or they can't use their own mind,
or worse than that, or better than that, or worse than that, you mean to tell me that I can't shit on the same toilet you just took a shit in?
You can't live on the same street you can't live next
Come on,
to
man.
me.
I agree with you.
You can't do none of that. I don't want you here. Go on, get now.
Exactly. Get your ass out of here.
I just don't understand.
I agree with you on that, man.
I don't.
Well,
But until that time, we just gonna keep doing what we doing. We gonna keep bringing you these outlandish stories.
and they are outlandish, a lot of them.
It's really sad. Cause you have more bad things than anything. Like, I want to talk about the story about the young man. It's several young men, black young men, because they say black men don't go to college anymore.
Which is a lie.
And black women, but I want to shout out more to the black young men. He got $100 million
in scholarship money. Hey, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't see that on the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock news. You know where I heard about it? Tickety Talk. I learned about it on Tickety Talk.
I bet if that same black man killed 15 people in a drive-by shooting, it'll be national news.
5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30.
They're reported every hour on the hour.
They'll break in on My Young and the Restless.
They sure would. Breaking on her stories.
To tell you about this young man.
They sure would. Mm-hmm. They sure would. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
They sure
so hopefully
would.
we can get back to that. We have more positive stories. We do have some positive stories, but the negatives outweigh the bad so much.
And I hate that.
And I think that's what the media just focus on, the negative. Like now with the government get ready to, they trying to see if Biden's gonna say he gonna run again, but Trump is out there doing it, and DeSantis is. Who gives a? Sorry. Who cares?
Right.
Y'all still gonna put whoever y'all want to in office.
Exactly.
And in my opinion, the way this world is going now, y'all don't trust Biden, so he ain't definitely getting back in there.
No, he's not.
Y'all talking about how old a man is.
Yep.
But we did put him in office this time because he had been in the government for 30 years thinking that, he done seen some stuff, maybe he do. We gave him a chance. This is what we do with anybody. We give him a chance.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Some people vote earnestly and wholeheartedly from their heart. Some people is out there voting like they playing a tickety-toe with the ballots. With the ballots.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Some people don't take this. They just want to they want to go down there and stand in line to show that they are doing something. They probably don't know not one candidate on the ballot.
Or their politics, or their political, or
exactly.
their views, or whatever.
So we do have, stuff like that. It's so many people here who's doing the right thing, but then there's so many people who's doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're right.
And I wish the media and the government would just start focusing on that, and maybe that might be a running chance while this other stuff can subside a little bit.
Well,
so these stories are getting crazier and crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at this stuff, be like, what I'm reading? Because you be like, this can't be a real story.
Yeah, but it is.
Yeah.
100%.
Just like Trump say, it's a lot of fake news out there, but a lot of this stuff is real.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's sad. Let me step down off my soapbox. I appreciate y'all listening.
No, you're good, man. That's what this show is for. That's what this show is for.
It is so sad. I'm like, okay, well, if we're gonna keep doing it this way, and now y'all trying to take away people's civil liberties and civil rights and everything, I think it's gonna become a racial war.
I hope not, but it's if it gets to that point, then it gets to that point.
I think it is, cause it's gonna be some. I ain't trying to be funny, but it's gonna be some Raheems and some Jamals and some Shells and some. Some of them are not going down without a fight.
There you go. I agree with you on that. You
know how many young people it is today? Because I saw something the other day. This boy, broad daylight, went into a fast food restaurant, shot this boy.
I heard that story.
Bent over the counter, shot him again 4 more times.
To make sure he was dead.
And they asked him why. And he said he disrespected me. He said no one talks to me like that. Now you trying to tell me that you can't walk away from words? This man ain't touch you. He ain't spit on you. He didn't rape your kids. He said he cannot talk to me like that.
Here's my whole deal. The only way that I would get that angry is if somebody did something.
That ain't anger.
I mean, the only way I would get that angry is if somebody did something to you, to my mother, to my sister, or to a few of my cousins. Other than
over
that,
words though, or would he have to physically
physically
do something? Okay, yes, of
physically
course.
did something.
Of course.
Physically did something because, like, you know, if somebody was to call you out your name or whatever, I just put a fist in their face, plain and simple. But as far as me killing someone over words, no, I would never do that.
But that's what that young man said. Now that young baby is gone. I think he was 23. And the young man who pulled the gun, I think he was like 24, 25.
Still babies.
Gone. Because the one that's dead is in the ground. And the one that did the shooting is gone to the pen.
And he ain't getting out.
No time soon.
That's premeditated murder.
Over words.
Over something somebody said.
Words. I don't get it.
Yeah, I heard about this story. I thought that was a messed up story.
And of course, hate to say it,
it was us.
It was us.
Yeah.
It was us. Yeah.
Well, I got my theories on that as to why it happened, but we'll save that for another show. We'll save that for another show.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that all day. 'Cause that's what's going on now. These kids, like I said, you can't talk to these kids like they crazy. You can't look at them like they crazy. They don't want to work, and you think they gonna let somebody tell them that they cannot vote, or that they gonna have to go to the back of what's that restaurant that all these kids go to? Now you can't come to the front. You gotta go to the back. Fuck that! I can just hear them now.
Oh yeah,
they gonna go off.
Hell yeah, they gonna go off.
And I would love to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, eating my popcorn.
Eat my popcorn.
Sure.
Because if these kids ain't playing,
they sure ain't.
If they don't play with each other, you think they're gonna play with some government officials who trying to tell them what they can and cannot do? If they don't even listen to their parents,
for real,
you think they're gonna listen to some government officials?
For real?
Yeah, no. You know what? I take that back. Y'all go ahead and do it, and let me know when y'all do it. I'm gonna be just in my car driving around. Or like something over. I'm gonna go there and look at it because it's finna get bad out here. It's already bad.
It's already bad. It's bad already. It's bad already.
It's finna get worse. I'm getting to, it just. But when my homie was telling me about that, man, he pushed that old lady down, and I said, well, what kind? I'm thinking when he said, I mean, car is a car. Don't get me wrong. But I know a lot of young people like the floss and boss. And I'm thinking he finna say a Range Rover or a Mercedes or what's that car everybody getting out? A Maybach, a Maserati. He said it was a Ford Focus. And the back door had a dent in it. Unless this baby was trying to get somewhere, okay. But I'm thinking, well, anyway, most time them kids, they be jacking for a nice car. He like, no. That was sad. That is sad.
Well, see, me personally, whenever I go get gas, I put in my car, my head's on a swivel anyway. It really is.
Sure, you they call me Baba here. I be like,
I'm looking around
everywhere.
And when we're together, you already know I pump the gas anyway because that's what I'm supposed to do. But and again, my head's on a swivel. I don't want nobody, coming up on me, knocking me in the head, and doing God knows what to you. I don't want that to happen.
I lock my door. I carry my purse on my hip, and I be looking around, whole hard walking.
As you should. As you should.
And another thing I read too on TikTok. When you guys go, I'm just finna say we gonna wrap up the show. When you reach for your gas handle, they putting razor blades back in there, people. Please watch out because when you get ready to unhook that handle from the gasoline, you cut your hand up and cut one of your major arteries in your hand. You done bled out. They done ran away with your car. So please watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Watch. Just be aware of your surroundings.
Exactly.
And ladies, from me to you, please get off the phone. Be aware of your surroundings. You don't tell that person, look, let me call you back. Pump your gas. You ain't got to be on the phone.
No,
get off the phone.
No, you don't.
I'm just saying.
And while we're on that subject, ladies, if you're in a restaurant and you're on the phone, everybody in the restaurant don't want to hear your damn conversation.
Well, I don't do that.
I know you don't do it. I'm just saying, because we've both seen it. Talking loud in the restaurant, we don't need to hear your whole conversation. If you gotta talk that loud, go out the restaurant.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear who you was with the other night. Don't nobody care.
Well, some people,
But I'm just saying, man, keep the conversation down. Use your inside voice if you have one. Like you used to say in school, use your inside voice.
Do we have one?
Some people don't. But anyway.
But it's good being back. Got back on like I was riding a bicycle. I'm sorry. I apologize for clearing my throat, but like I said, the allergies, honey.
It's that season. I'm surprised mine ain't acting up.
But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna try to make it more caring.
Yeah.
Like I said, even though we got a lot of stuff coming up, we're gonna try to be a little bit more diligent and be a little bit more
Oh
caring.
yeah, definitely. We're gonna be a little bit more consistent with that. So next Sunday definitely we're gonna do, because I think. Oh no, we're gonna be able to do it next Sunday. We got some place to go.
Next Sunday.
This upcoming Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some place to go.
Yes.
So we're gonna be unavailable this. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all. We ain't gonna have no show this Sunday. Nah, this coming Sunday we're gonna be out of pocket. So
I'm gonna give y'all a little hint. If it isn't love, why do I feel this way?
Come on, Bobby.
Why do she? Okay, let me stop. We're going to have to pay for it. Oh, if y'all can, like I said, I know we all have, but if y'all can, they got some good concerts coming. Good concerts. And I just, like I said, it's a little pricey, but I have to be in the house.
Yeah.
To see my new edition. And they gonna have all 6 members. That's oh Lord, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be off the chain.
I
man.
can't wait.
It's gonna be off the chain. I gotta get my haircut for this one, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy, I gotta get my haircut for that one. So I'll probably, call my barber and say, "Hey, man, hook a brother up." So But yeah, anyway, as usual, man, good show.
Absolutely.
Good show, and like I said, like she said, we're gonna be more consistent with the shows, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so we can get the algorithm up, so YouTube can push these videos out. That's what it's all about.
Tell a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah, tell somebody, and then tell them to tell somebody.
And good shout out to nice shout out to your coworkers.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely, y'all. Hey, we're back. Warren was in the chat room earlier, so yeah, we're back. You
think anything need to be mentioned?
Okay. I just happened to see him in the chat room.
Very nice.
But yeah, y'all. We're back, y'all. Sorry for the hiatus, but like I said, we've been a little bit busy.
Yeah.
And we have been. We were. I mean, no doubt about that. I'm not gonna sit in the front and say we weren't. We were. We really were.
Just ain't been slacking.
Yeah. We're that too. So But anyway, we're going to make it our business to be a little bit more consistent with the shows. But anyway.
It's gonna get real now, because especially with the political realm
voting
back
season's
up,
coming up.
and
Yeah, man.
summertime is always something in the summertime. So hopefully it'll be a good one. I don't know. Like I was telling my brother mentioned yesterday, it's gonna be a hot summer. Oh
yeah, no doubt.
So I ain't gonna have no choice but to be in the house. So yeah, we gonna definitely do some shows, because I ain't going nowhere. I'm not gonna. I'm already suffering now. I can imagine what I'm gonna go through in the summer.
Let me tell y'all something. My wife is going through a few things, which I'm not gonna get into detail about it. But anyway, she's going through some things right now. She's going through what they call the change.
Yes, I'm not ashamed. Yes, I am. And Eve, I will kick your ass as soon as God don't call me home now. But when I get there, and hopefully in 100 years, and I see you walking down the Golden Road, Eve, I'm kicking your ass. That's on sight.
You didn't have to eat that goddamn apple.
That's on sight, my friend. I'm so sincere right now.
Oh my God.
I am so sincere.
But yeah, man, the wife is, we're definitely going to be doing some shows inside the house, man, because again, my wife does, even before she started going through the change, man, she does not do heat very well. I'm being honest with y'all. She don't, man. So, it is what it is, but so anyway, hit the like button, subscribe.
That's why I try to give the Lord a lot of my time, because I don't think me and hell gonna get along at all. Yeah. Me and the devil gonna be down there boxing.
Hey man, it is what it is.
But all right, well, good to be back. Good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
Love it.
Always, if you guys have any ideas of a show, or
hit the email, man. Melanated@yahoo.com.
Please call in and give us your thoughts. We'd definitely love to hear your thoughts.
Yep.
Because that's one thing that is about this show. Your thought is your thought, and it is worth hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
indeed.
now. Well, everybody, you have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night, man. And we gonna catch y'all on the rebound. I am Reggie.
And I am Mimi the Lady.
And we out.
Bye.